Oh, fart nigger.
I'm white, you know? I'm white.
Oh, buddy!
What?
All the way Virginia, bitch.
Well, I can't understand none of it. This one begat that one, and that one begat this one, and begat, and lo and behold, someone says some shit to someone or another. Just how retarded are you?
Oh, no! Oh, jeez!
This is the type of shit we do, roll up on niggas at the goddamn barbershop.
You believe in hell and stuff?
Yeah.
Who do you think's down there?
Who's down there? Martin Luther?
You can't handle big diesel anyway. My meat would have you in the hospital.
Who the fuck okayed that?
I'm always sticking my hands in my vagina.
Is very obviously gay. I look at him, I'm like, well, you're gay.
Nobody's saying you can't own a gun. Nobody's even saying you can't carry a gun. All we're saying is you can't carry a gun in town.
Rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
In certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme. We're too wild. We're too out of control. We're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
Bro, I can't compete tonight. I gotta tap out. I can't compete tonight. I was just watching MLC, and they got Bob Levy and Barry Ribs and Stevie Lou on there. I was watching that. I was so compelled I needed to send a $10 super chat. So the goal's up by 10, but I'm kidding. But I had to send in a $10 super chat because Barry Ribs was looking very Hector Salamanca-esque. You tell me if I got it right. The super chat seemed to be very popular. By the way, I think the waters have completely cooled on the toe. When I say we won the war, we definitely won the war. The crowds are welcoming for the toe. They love the toe. Everywhere is safe haven now. It's unbelievable. What I've pulled off, nobody in the history of streaming has ever pulled it off. I mean, just the resilience, just the power to keep letting these flies fall off of me one after the other as I do banger after banger after banger of shows. And I just keep knocking them out one by one. They're leaving. They're writing phony notes. They're abandoning ship. They're running scared of the toe. And then I go into Brendan. I make a killer joke, and I'm thinking, okay, there's still going to be people in there who are going to be disgusting and gay and weird. Nope. Love it, toe. That's an amazing joke. Another win for the toe. They're spitting my catchphrase at me. Guys, I'm in the land of the beloved. I am a complete 180, a redemption story near its completion. The final win for the toe is near. The final win for the toe. But you tell me if Barry Ribs is looking like Hector Salamanca. Holy shit.
Okay, yo.
Look at him. Look at Ribs.
Me and bullshit.
You see him? How does that not look like Hector Salamanca from Breaking Bad? I sent him a $10 super chat. I said I had the super chat just to say I'm a big fan, Mr. Margolis. Hector Salamanca is one of my favorite television characters. He's Salamanca maxing. Look at him. And I know I shouldn't share this because who wouldn't want to watch this show? If I wasn't doing a show right now, I'd be watching this show. So there we go. Barry Ribs looking like I was never really a big Barry Ribs guy. But Ribs is looking like Hector Salamanca, and I had to point it out. Tell me that isn't perfect. St. Caesar says, did you find out who tried to hack you earlier today? Yeah, not only did that person that tried to send us like money requests through PayPal, which I think are funny. I think when the fans send us money requests through PayPal to make a joke, I think it's great. And I just, like I do for all of our PayPals and Venmos and stuff, I read the name that they put up there. And I read the name that was up there. I don't even remember what the name was. But I read the name that was on the PayPal and I said it. And then they sent like 4 or 5 more of them. And of course, I keep reading them because I think it's funny. We're having a good time with it. And they sent me 2 fucking panic emails today. You need to take your reference to my name off your show. It is not okay. It's like that cry bully shit always gets me because it's like, I'm going to write to your show. I'm going to try to fuck with you. But because you guys turned it into a funny bit, I'm going to get mad and I'm going to see that I'm going to get pissy. Now, I'm used to that. People do that all the time. But to then go and like send the email, then they went to my YouTube channel and they went, oh, it's a privacy complaint and blah, 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 blah. And YouTube's like, do you want to clip these timestamps out? And I'm like, no. They're like, okay, cool. So if they find that there was a privacy violation or whatever, they'll just take the video down. I've had that happen with, what's her name? Oh, we did a video on some lady. The one who beat the shit out of the guy in her car. I can't even remember her name. Elisa Jordana. And so one time it got taken down and it's just like, hey, just don't do that. I'm like, okay. But this one's retarded because there is no violation in there. She sent us a request there, or he, or whatever. There was a dude's name on the email and then a lady's name in the PayPal. So I'm confused as to, I mean, it could be a trans person, which I hear is fine now. But yeah, they went so far as to go to YouTube and complain and cry that the toe man is so bad. The toe man is so bad. He's the bad toe man. I'm like, well, you fucking wrote to me. I didn't ask you to do that shit. So yeah, that's the person who was probably doing it. And I wish I remembered their name. I'd say it again. But I think they got so mad at me. And this is how I know I've got people. This always makes me happy in my career when I get people so mad that they start like futilely fucking with my shit. Like, I'm going to change his password. It's like, well, he's got 2-factor authentication. So I'm just sitting there watching it happen going, do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Please do it again. And they would do it again. Jana Hall. Thank you very much, Richard Head. Yeah, Jana Hall was the person who kept sending those PayPal requests. And like anybody else, now there's probably a million Jana Halls out there, so it's not doxing in any form. But it was just, you send a thing into the show, and I read a different name if you send me a different name. Otherwise, I just go with the name that you sent me. Makes sense? Speaking of which, thank you to Mike Erb with $5 to start the show tonight. Thank you very much. He says, Aaron, keep your chin up. Oh, that's very sweet. Wait, there's more. Because when you don't, you have to. Started nice, and then it hooked at the end. Jay Schaff says, Aaron looks even fatter on my cell phone. All right, that's enough. Going back to Rumble. You guys are hurting my feelings. I can't do it. St. Caesar brought up something in the chat before the show started that I think we're getting to tomorrow. But I'll bring it up here. Apparently in the UK, they're phasing out tobacco. They're phasing out smoking altogether. If you were born after, if you were born after June something of 2009, no more smoking for you. So this sounds really unfair, by the way, because they're not banning smoking altogether. They're just phasing it out, like no tobacco products anymore. If you are born after, so if you're 20, what is that? No, 17 or younger, you will never be able to legally use tobacco products. But if you're 18 and up, I guess you can smoke for the rest of your life. Like you can use tobacco products forever. It's kind of a weird rule. We'll flesh it out more tomorrow. But that got me looking shit up. And apparently, once I turned 21, I stopped giving a shit what the age limit was for things. Apparently, we raised the tobacco age to 21 like 7 years ago in this country. I had no idea. I would have been like 31, 32 when it happened. So I was operating under the idea that we were still at 18. In fact, in the last 7 years, I've probably made that, if you're 18, you can smoke a cigarette argument, which apparently since 2019 has not been true. But we did that here in this country. I don't think we'll ever ban it, mostly because the southeast of this country grows a shitload of it and sells a shitload of it, so they'll never make it illegal. That would be ridiculous. But the UK is going for it. I don't think they grow tobacco in the UK, so I don't think they really give a shit if tobacco goes away. But they're giving it a shot. You know the UK, they've got priorities there. They don't want to stop mass migration or the Islamification of their culture. They're over 1,000-year-old culture. But don't worry, they'll get rid of those icky bad cigarettes and vapes for you. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing there in the UK. Taste Fairy Ialto says, even cigars, yeah, I believe, maybe the bubblegum cigars will still be okay, but the tobacco ones, gotta go. Gotta go. All right, here's what we're doing tonight. 91 members away from 700. We're up over 600. We've got no expirations today. No expirations tomorrow. So let's just make a bunch of hay while the sun is shining. Let's have a Red Boy Tuesday. We got to win last night. We got to win this morning. Let's make it 3 in a row, guys. Thank you very much. My Lost Interest says, imagine how cool Aaron would look smoking a ciggy. I got to keep up my run because I'm coming up on the end of the first half of my life. I've never smoked a cigarette. I've never puffed a cigarette. I've never inhaled a cigarette. Never in my life. Never smoked a cigarette once. Both of my parents had to quit. My mom when she first got pregnant and my dad when he turned 30. They both quit smoking. And I assume that it's a horrific thing to have to quit. It's a terrible thing to go through. So I have never done it. I'm never going to do it. There's really no reason to start. Imagine picking up cigarettes at 40. What a weird thing that would be to pick up at 40. It would be like taking Molly when you're 37. What a fucking loser you'd have to be to take Molly for the first time at 37 years old. What fag would do something like that? That was me. Thank you. Thank you. $1 from Randall Flags. Thank you, guys. Keep these coming, by the way. I want to try and be a Brennan. I want to do a whole show on Super Chats, Because, the morning show gets as many people watching as Brennan does. Brennan's doing 600 to 700 people at a time. We do 600 to 700 people at a time in the morning. So we should be able to do one of those types of shows. Randall Flag with $1. Says, is the Ethan Ralph Scarlett meetup happening at Stoney's, or are you meeting them halfway to Wisconsin? Viewers demand this collab content. P.S. Ralph seems like a fan of Stoney's. We have a Ralph and Scarlett clip if you'd like it. We can skip to that real quick. SP texted me today. She goes, are you meeting up with Ethan and Scarlett? And I was like, no. I don't think so. Where did you hear this? And she goes, he tweeted it. He tweeted that they were going to have a Toe Boys breakfast. And I'm like, I have zero plans to have breakfast with Ethan, Ralph, and Scarlett. I'm I'm sick that day. I can't make it. So it's not safe for me to be, I don't want to get anyone else sick at a breakfast. So no, I didn't know anything about that. Power Windows says Brennan made almost $500K in 4 years on Super Chats. Get your shit together, Aaron. I know Brennan showed that today. He is killing it, my friends. Mark Robinson with $4.99 says black market smokes to Europe. Yeah, third world Muslims can smuggle them in. They got a built-in delivery system. It's perfect. Along with the hookahs. My Lost Interest gifting a membership on Rumble. Thank you very much, buddy. Keep it up. I'm liking the vibe. To start the program tonight, and even 90 memberships away from 700. That means like 4 of you throw in 20, and then we'll get the rest of them over time. KMD says, what time does the meeting start tomorrow again at Stoney's? There is no meeting tomorrow night at Stoney's unless you want to go for a good time and a couple of beers and some pizzas. Then there's a meeting. That's a great meeting. That's a lot of fun. But there is not the meeting you're talking about, KMD. But if you get a membership, boy, golly gosh, I'll tell you. How's that? Let's do that Scarlett Ethan thing real quick here. Oh, maybe I don't have it. Maybe I didn't include it for tonight's show. Did I not include the Ethan and Scar? I don't think I did. Either that, or you know what I might have done? I deleted it. Well, here, now that you reminded me, let's pick it up. So last night, those two were streaming, and it got kind of dramatic. Like, I guess people were prank calling Scarlett. But then they were doing some sexy time talk together. And I have to say this, as a guy who used to do this with his significant other on the show, this is so fucking gross and cringe and awful. I can't listen to those old shows because, her and I were just so fucking disgusting. Nobody wants to hear, the sexy talk, the sex, all the sex talk. It's fucking childish. It's cringe. It's gross. And look at me. But these two started talking, with the sex and everything else. And they're talking about all kinds of fucked up shit. But then, like all dirty talk seems to do on the internet, this one ended up getting to Adolf Hitler. As I said, on the internet, conversations seem to dovetail. And in this case, it dovetailed to Adolf Hitler, as most conversations on the internet do. So they were talking about going to Wisconsin and going to find the quartering and doing a documentary on him. And I can't think of anyone better to do a documentary on the quartering than Ethan Ralph and Scarlett Hampton, seasoned documentarians in their own right. I think they'll put together a great piece of Americana for us. But this is them getting ready. This is, I guess, them prepping for the Jeremy Hambly documentary.
Maybe Heather can fly you home after you conquer the Ham Planet's farming.
Will you let me fuck his wife?
Just right off the bat, we're right into, would you let me fuck his wife? My personal take, that would be disrespectful to your relationship for you to fuck Jeremy's wife. And also, Ethan, no disrespect, but hasn't that poor woman been through enough? That's like when people ask me, like, oh, are you and April swinging with Gino and Keanu? And I'm like, Keanu already has to fuck Gino. And now you're going to put her in a bed with me? Like, when does that poor woman get a break? When does that poor woman get what she deserves and not what's just there? So I don't know. Like, Ethan, number one, you and Scarlett are being very disrespectful to one another if we're talking about letting each other fuck somebody else. Again, only Coomer nerds do that. We all fuck up. But also, I think Miss Hambly has been through enough. She's an innocent. Leave her alone. You and Jeremy can cornhole each other till the cows come home. I don't think anybody would particularly mind that at all, but Mrs. Hambly has been through enough.
Stormer's biggest fan sent $1 on Rumble. I want to talk to her.
No, not hold her down. No.
Of course, you got to hop past whoever the fuck you want.
What do you mean?
Daddy.
What do you mean hold her down? No, only she's willing.
Was Scarlett planning a rape? Did we just hear Scarlett Hampton say, "Do you need me to hold her down?" Like, first of all, there's a lot in that statement. Like, does Scarlett think that there's no way Mrs. Hambly is going to go for the Ralph male unless she holds her down? Now, in that case, that would be rape. But also that Scarlett is such a down-ass bitch for her man, she will hold down the rape victim for Ethan Ralph. This started dark, and it's getting darker. Just wait.
If she's down for me to, like, you know,
I'm your emotional
will you
support.
let me? Can I have her if she wants that? I can have her. I can have her.
Like, this is a fucked up conversation if you're having it in private, but to have this conversation in front of hundreds of people, yeah.
Own her.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's hot.
That's hot.
I have
the
a
way
bit
you
of a
said
different
that.
perspective, I
That's
guess. than
hot
most
the way.
women do.
No, that's hot the way you said that. What the?
I don't need these two dirty talking each other. I mean, I know they're both toe boys. God bless the whole thing. If I could put a programming note in there, Ralph, and just, stick it on the wall. If you like it, take it. If not, tear it down off the wall. Let's stop with the sexy talk. All right. First of all, with the Wisconsin accent, it makes it sound like a Brendan Dassey prison call. So it's not maybe as hot as we think it is. And also, you're putting images in people's head that they really didn't ask for. So then we get to the second part of this conversation. And like any sexy talk, couples talk that comes up, Adolf Hitler makes it into the conversation.
Up and make it look cute. I mean, that's pretty normal, right? Like,
No,
that's
it's
the kind
not.
of thing that Jews want me to do.
No.
They send me
Jews
sex
can do
dolls
whatever.
so that I become Dahmer. So that I want a
Jews
mannequin
better break me off a
to
check.
sleep next to.
I don't.
Wait, the Jews are trying to turn Scarlett into Jeffrey Dahmer? Look, the Jews get accused of a lot of things. I don't know if that's one of them.
Give
See,
a
the
fuck what
Jews
they do
want
with
us
you.
to sleep next to mannequins.
No,
they
listen,
want us to
I'm
sleep
out.
next to a mannequin.
All right, I'm out.
And then
No, I gotta go.
Wisconsin,
All right, no.
Wisconsin told us that.
She
Wisconsin
drives a
protects
sob.
Americans. We are
Sob,
underestimated
spell it backward
in
is
Wisconsin.
but
Hey, Jeremy
us,
Hambley and
which
your little
means
bitch who I
Jewish
Heather.
shit.
Hey, I'm sure she's a hot bitch. I'm sure she's got milkers. I'm sure that either
These two cannot imbibe substances before going on the air. We need to start doing sober streams. We need to start doing, you know what? I will be hired. They don't need to pay me much. Just hire me to be a consultant on the kill stream. Hire me to be an executive producer. I can whip this show back into shape or end up blowing my brains out. So really it's a win-win for everybody except for me. If it goes one way, it's a win for the toe. If it goes the other way, it's a win for others. Guys, I know that you think you're going to drink or take whatever medicines that you take and everything's going to come out fine. History has shown us that that's not the case. Let's try to do this sober. Let's not talk about exchanging bodily fluids. Let's not talk about orifices being penetrated. Really, I guess with Scarlett, that really takes away most of her ammunition. But I'm trying. You understand? I'm trying to make the show better.
bend her over and inseminate her on your fucking
Of course I
table,
inseminated
quartering.
you.
And then this
Not
time it won't
mess-
be in your
no, I
cup
didn't
corner.
fuck her, man.
That's
What
what
the
it won't
fuck?
be.
Why
Hey,
do you
no,
think-
but I
why
want
do you think I fucked her,
turn me
bro?
on.
What the fuck?
Dude, you fucking turned me on saying that shit.
What
Talk
the
your
fuck?
shit. I love it.
Why do you
That's
think
what
that I
men should
didn't
do.
fuck her?
Talk your shit. Objectify women.
I
need no
love
lampshade.
objectifying women. They're fucking, yeah, most of them are garbage.
You know what? I just have to say it. These two are going to make it. There's a weird dynamic going on where neither of them fully love themselves. So they give this love to each other that is, it's forgiving. It's imperfect, but it is complete. It is intact where it is whole.
Am I your Eva Braun?
Yeah.
That's hot. I love that.
I want
Happy
you to
birthday,
be on my
Hitler.
right side.
Boys, let me talk to you for a second. Let me talk to the men in this audience that find themselves single on this Tuesday, April 21st, 2025. Find yourself a woman who loves you the way Scarlett Hampton loves Ethan Ralph, where she says, "Am I your Ava Braun?" And he says, "Yeah." And she says, "That's hot." And then says, "Happy birthday, Hitler." Find a woman who loves you in that fashion, and she will never let you go, even when you'd like her to. She'll also never be able to hold down a job, so you will have to support her. But she'll never stop loving you, is my point. I mean, she'll go into the bunker with you. She'll come up out of the bunker with you, take the cyanide capsules. You know, you guys can hold hands. It'll be all different kinds of fucked up. I promise. Thank you very much to Unnerving Brain with $2. He says, lost my appetite. Thanks, Aaron. Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like, no sexy talk. No sexy talk, please, on your show. By the by, Hobo says, Aaron, you can be a lucky Pierre between the... No, I'm good. I don't need to be a lucky Pierre in that situation. By the way, I don't think if it's a three-way with two guys and a girl, it's not called a lucky Pierre. It has to be a gay threesome is the lucky Pierre. We all, of course, learned that in our generation from Artie Lang. He shared that information with us. When three guys, when people are having a threesome, the guy in the middle is called the lucky Pierre. I just want to, you know what? We have to make sure we have that right. Lucky Pierre meaning. Slang term primarily originating in sexual context to describe the middle person in a three-person encounter who is simultaneously receiving and providing sexual acts. It often implies a man, between two women, or the middle person in a queer same-sex scenario, frequently used to mean someone in the middle of a sandwich. Okay, so it's not confined just to the LGBTQ community. I was wrong. I apologize. Also, Hobo clarifying, saying Scarlett will be wearing a pegging device. Okay, well, thank you very much. I mean, it's a little late in the game for that, but I appreciate the clarification. Leah says, how late are we making Aaron stay tonight? Well, it's kind of up to the audience how late I stay tonight. So here's the deal. We're a ways away from tonight because the show just started. But if we knock out tonight, it's normal time. If we knock out where we were short yesterday, which was $100, we'll go until 9, and we're 90 memberships away from 700. So if we knock out Monday morning and get to 700 memberships, then I guess it would make it a 3.5-hour show. I would go till 9:30. So yes, it is up to you guys completely how late I stay here today. But if the Red Boys start coming in, then I'll know that I'm in for a long night, and I should probably take this fucking hoodie off because I am sweltering. My Lost Interest says this show is off to a horrible start. Why? Because of the Lucky Pierre talk? Is that what's making it up? I apologize. You know what? I thought with the energy and the excitement that I was giving it and the funny quips and one-liners I was throwing in along with it and the way I was playing along, I really thought I was counteracting any grossness. But my Lost Interest has proven me wrong. And to show that I accept show notes on this program, we're going to end the Lucky Pierre segment of tonight's show. So if you were looking forward to the Lucky Pierre segment, I apologize. It has been cut short. Captain Obvious says both anal and Hitler. Yeah, they really touched all the bases on that program. That's for sure. Bo Noble says they really are the Bonnie and Clyde of live streaming. Hopefully it doesn't end the same way. Dante says, Aaron, you learned through experience, dude. I've never been a Lucky Pierre. I've never been lucky enough to be a Lucky Pierre. Oh, shit. All right, let's continue on. We've got, I wanted to get to this really quick. I know we don't do a lot of news on the program, but I feel like I don't give the Trump administration any credit. I feel like all I ever do is shit on them, especially Kash Patel, who is suing the Atlantic for $250 million because he's a fucking drunk and he doesn't like that they called him a drunk. Kash Patel, who always looks like he's staring at the Ark of the Covenant. And I think the Attorney General cunt face that took over for Bondi, Todd Starnes or whatever his name is. God, I know his name. Todd the bitch. Anyway, the guy protecting all the Epstein class. He and Kash Patel gave a press conference to announce that the Southern Poverty Law Center was going to be facing 11 federal charges. Now, I like this, and I'll tell you why. I've always hated the Southern Poverty Law Center because they're one of those groups that will call any right-wing opinion racist, hateful, and white supremacist. But if you have a left-wing opinion that is against Christians or white people or anything like that, they ignore it. That's totally fine. They're one of the biggest hypocritical groups in the country. Everything they disagree with politically is white supremacy. The SPLC, I think, has put Joe Rogan on their list of white supremacists in the past. They're pieces of shit. And they like to report on all these instances of racism and hatred and anti-Semitism that happen around the country. They're a mostly Jewish organization, or funded by mostly Jewish organizations. That's going to blow your mind, I know. But the Southern Poverty Law Center, if you know who they are, they're a bunch of cunts. And one thing they do is report on all of these people who do these racist acts. Well, it was uncovered through the Department of Justice that the Southern Poverty Law Center has actually been staging for years now many of their own racist events. Now, we've covered these since we started doing a show back in 2014, that a lot of these hate crimes, and all these, they end up being hoaxes. There's a lot of famous examples like the University of Missouri and the shit swastika that was done by the black student that complained about it. It cost the football team to sit out 2 games and forfeit them. They looked like jackasses. There's been there's a bunch of stories like that where people are so hard up for attention and they need there to be more racism than there actually is to justify their complaining that they create their own. You know, for a long time, a lot of the J6 stuff, people were saying that was plants. You know, a lot of these marches that you'll see where it's like neo-Nazis and they'll be holding out a swastika flag and it'll still have the creases in it from where it was unfolded in the packaging. And you'll be like, I think this might be a Fed dance going on here. Well, it turns out that the Southern Poverty Law Center has been paying to stage a lot of these quote-unquote white supremacy events, and now they're getting nailed for 11 federal charges. Let's take a look here. Todd Blanche.
Good afternoon. Today, a few minutes ago, in the Middle District of Alabama, a grand jury returned an 11-count indictment charging the Southern Poverty Law Center with 6 counts of wire fraud, 4 counts of bank fraud, and 1 count of conspiracy to commit money laundering.
Yeah, money laundering, there we go. And I didn't even know they were running a car wash.
Charges in the indictment. The SPLC is a nonprofit entity that purports to fight white supremacy and racial hatred by reporting on extremist groups and conducting research to inform law enforcement groups with the goal of dismantling these groups.
But what if you don't have enough groups to dismantle? What if you go running around spending all this money? You're worried that you're going to lose all your donations. They're going to dry up if you don't have enough examples of hatred. You know, most groups would just be really, really happy that there's so little hatred in the country that they can't find any more groups. Not the SPLC. They create their own groups and then report on them, you know, to keep that money coming in. When fighting hate becomes a business, fighting hate stops becoming your primary concern.
As the indictment describes, the SPLC was not dismantling these groups. It was instead manufacturing the extremism it purports to oppose by paying sources to stoke racial hatred.
So, you know how we'd see all those rallies and all those Nazi flags and stuff, and we'd be like, oh, I bet you that's the feds. It might still be the FBI. It might still be the feds. But it also might be groups like the Southern Poverty Law Center doing fake hate crime hoaxes so that they can write about it on their websites, write about it on social media, and then say, give us money. We need money. Look at all this hatred that's out there. Don't you want to fight this hatred? You need to make your donations to the Southern Poverty Law Center. You know what? Good. You need to look into the ADL after this because I'm sure they're doing the same shit. Isn't it amazing that all these groups report that anti-Semitic attacks magically just go up every year and nobody bothers to double check their figures and they keep raking in the donations from NGOs and shit?
The indictment describes this conduct in detail, but one troubling example is that the SPLC was paying a member of the leadership group that planned the Unite the Right protest in Charlottesville, Virginia.
So remember all of the hand-wringing. Remember all of the anger. Remember all of the vitriol about Charlottesville. Remember that? That was the tiki torches and Richard Spencer and all of that stuff. The SPLC had people in there stoking the protests. Remember how scared they were and how awful it was and what a gathering of white supremacists it was and how bad for the country it was? Oh my God, Charlottesville was the worst thing ever. They were in there stoking the flames and making it worse. These people should be locked up for at least a decade because all they were doing was sowing division in our own country, subverting our own people, subverting our own culture, and getting away with it. I mean, when was Charlottesville? 2017? So for almost at least 10 years, they've been getting away with this, dividing us, keeping us further apart, thinking this country is way more hateful than it is. And I promise you, they're not the only one. They're just the one that got caught. So, in the spirit of fairness, I know I've been shitting on the Trump administration a lot. They did the right thing here on this SPLC thing, and I'm glad they did. And I hope that they keep looking at groups like this because I guarantee they're all doing this kind of thing.
2017 that resulted in the death of one person and injured dozens more. This particular person being paid by the SPLC allegedly received approximately $270,000 over the course of 8 years.
Holy shit.
In total, according to the indictment,
over 30 grand a year.
2014 and 2023, SPLC paid at least $3 million to 8 individuals at least. These individuals were affiliated with the Ku Klux Klan, United Klans of America.
You've got to be shitting
National Socialist Movement, Aryan Nations affiliated Sadistic Souls Motorcycle Club, the Nationalist Socialist Party of America, Nazis, and the American Front.
So while groups like the SPLC were calling people Nazis, we're talking about how the Nazis were resurgent in this country, talking about how hate is alive on the right, they were paying people to foment the shit inside of these groups. Now, you would be surprised to find out that there are barely 1,000 people in the KKK anymore, and a lot of people think that that's probably mostly federal agents and then people like members of the SPLC. Imagine how few people there are in those other groups they listed. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of those SPLC people rose to really high ranks in the organization because of how little competition there probably was. So while these disingenuous, manipulative pieces of shit were lecturing the rest of us about how terrible and how big of a threat this was and how all of them are scared and people don't feel safe in America, they were sitting there agitating it and fomenting it so it would get worse so they could make more money. And they were paying people to do it. I'm sorry, but if you're paying people to be Nazis in the street, how does that not make you a Nazi? Or at the very least, you're literally a Nazi financier.
Now, as the indictment lays out, after SPLC paid members of these extremist groups, it created work product that reported on these activities that the members participated in or contributed to. And to that end, it was doing the exact opposite of what it's told its donors it was doing.
I'm so done questioning my instincts on this shit because I'm always right. And I always go, you know what? People look at me funny when I talk about it. People go like, you're sounding a little conspiratorial. You sound a little crazy. And you're like, you know what? I do sound a little crazy. And if one of the biggest organizations that does this in the country is doing it, then the rest of them underneath them are doing it too. And they all need to be looked into. Because, to sit there and go like, well, we're preaching against hate and we need to bring back tolerance only to find out that you're building it and stoking it. It doesn't surprise me, but it really, really pisses me off. Really pisses me off. I just can't believe that Kash Patel did something right in that office. Abel Graham with $2 says, I missed the morning show. What size bra do you wear? My wife is getting rid of some underwear. This might surprise you. I do not wear a brassiere, sir. Thank you. My Breasts are naturally perky. I don't have to take any of your shit. I ran 3 miles today. Thank you very much. Sam Show says Kash Patel didn't do shit. All right, fine. He didn't go in a hockey locker room and chug a bunch of beer this time. They actually did some law enforcement work. How's that? Thank you very much for that $2, Abel Graham. I appreciate it. Guys, let's get after it. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. Let's gift some memberships. Let's make some money tonight. Mikey Two Milk says, it's obvious you don't wear a bra. We're saying you should. Oh, well, I'm glad we're talking about that fucking amazing, fucking incredible story we just did. You guys are on it tonight. Get on my level. I'm fucking rolling right now. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. Let's go. 250 checking out the toe already, and we're only going up from there. Let's get up over 300 tonight like we did yesterday. Dude, playoffs on, Raw on last night. We still cleared 300. And we hit the goal. Thank you very, very much. I want to get into something truly fascinating tonight, and it's in the title. And I have, like, what's the temperature right now outside? Because I forgot to turn my heat off. Fuck, it's 71 right now. I am dying in this hoodie. I am fucking, now imagine, like, I usually start sweating the goal at about 7:15, depending on where the goal's at. If it's like close to 100, I don't start sweating until 8 o'clock. But if, I'm not even worried about the goal yet tonight, and I am already schwitzing, what do they call it? Spritzing like a motherfucker? I got to speak more Yiddish so I can hide in plain sight. I am already sweating my cock off in this hoodie. So let's at least make some money so the flop sweat is just from the hoodie. We need, I have not talked about this because honestly, it's been way too weird. But the thing that kind of pushed me over the top and made me go, we need to do a deep dive on this tonight. And if people don't want to give money for it, whatever, this is one of those things where I'm like, I'm fascinated. The audience should be fascinated. They should pay attention to this. I feel my duty as a broadcaster to bring good, interesting stuff for the show and not just gay, dumb shit. I trust my audience a little more than other shows. These scientists are dropping dead, and they all work in like nuclear aerospace divisions. They're like all like aerospace engineers working on confidential stuff. They think some of it's connected to UFOs and stuff like that. And these scientists are dropping dead, and it's not just one or two of them. They're up to 10 now. At least 10 scientists in the last few years have died or disappeared under mysterious circumstances, and the federal government is going to start investigating, which means one thing: we're never going to find out what the fuck happened to them. But then you couple that with the thing that made me check into this, and the thing that made me look this up, was the death of this David Wilcock guy. Now, I've never heard of him, but a lot of people have, and people were tweeting like crazy about him this afternoon. David Wilcock was apparently found dead. He's a paranormal writer, media personality. He's a YouTuber. Some of his adherents believe he's the reincarnation of Edgar Cayce or Case. I haven't heard I've never heard anything about the guy until he died today. They said he killed himself yesterday, and they found him today. Immediately, people were going, it's a conspiracy. He was getting close to the truth. He's big on aliens and UFOs and the paranormal. And you pair that with all these scientists kicking the bucket, and they think this somehow might be connected. Don't laugh at that guy's forehead, by the way. I can understand where he would think there are aliens. How else would you explain that cranium? So this David Wilcock dies, and I start looking into David Wilcock. And all of a sudden, I start going down this rabbit hole, and I find out about these 10 scientists that are dying. Let's go ahead and check this out. If you haven't heard of this yet, it's really, really fascinating. And if you don't like this, you got to open your mind a little bit. This is fascinating stuff.
Turn to our Sharman Saketi live about 50 miles north in Brookline, near the MIT professor's home. Sharman?
And neighbors are still struggling to make sense of all of this and wondering what was the motive. Flowers and candles remain outside Nuno Loureiro's Brookline home, steps from where the renowned scientist was gunned down this week.
My thoughts and prayers are with his family. You know, he was a dad, a friend, a professor, and much more than that.
Loureiro was a professor of nuclear science, engineering, and physics, and also director of MIT's Plasma Science and Fusion Center.
That sounds vaguely important. Like, that sounds like a pretty heady title. And people with similar titles have been biting the bullet lately.
He was a husband and father of 3. Colleagues in Portugal remembering Loureiro as friendly.
Students used to love him and work with him. And in the end, he was a guy that he was ambitious, but very dedicated to science.
The gunman, Claudio Neves Valente, attended the same university in Portugal as Loureiro did at the same time in the late 90s. Loureiro graduated from the physics program in 2000. That same year, Neves Valente was let go from his post as a teaching assistant. Tonight, MIT is remembering Loureiro, saying, "Our community continues to mourn and remember Nuno, an incredible scientist, colleague, mentor, and friend. Our thoughts are also with the Brown University community, which suffered so much loss this week." In Brookline, neighbors still have questions about the motive.
I don't know why, and I do wonder.
Oh, notice they cut her off. I do wonder. I wonder what she was going to say after I do wonder. That seems really fascinating and important to the story. So do we really think that some classmate of his from the late 90s just showed up and popped him out in front of his house or at work or wherever the hell he killed him? It doesn't make any sense. Did this guy spend any time in any government programs? Was there any kind of MK Ultra shit going on with this guy? And why are, in the last few years, a dozen or so of these scientists dead? These are among at least 10 individuals connected to sensitive U.S. nuclear and aerospace research who have died or disappeared in recent years, prompting concerns whether they are connected and fueling speculation online about the possibility of nefarious activity. And apparently this David Wilcock guy that they just found dead, he was talking a lot about this. He was wondering what was up with all this. The FBI now says it is spearheading the effort to look for connections into the missing and deceased scientists. Well, but if anybody's making these scientists disappear and it is a conspiracy, chances are the FBI's in on that. So who better to cover it up? Isn't it amazing that the FBI never discovers any kind of conspiracies like this? Unless it's, you know, they'll throw us a bone with the Southern Poverty Law Center thing that we just talked about. Adding that it is working with the Department of Energy, Department of War, and with our state and local law enforcement partners to find answers. Well, with you guys looking for yourself and everyone else looking up their own ass, my bet is safe that nobody finds anything. If I could paraphrase Jack Nicholson. It's wild when you start, like, I didn't want to start looking into it because I knew I'd end up like this. Like, I'd end up buying into it. I got to tell you guys, I am buying into it. How are all these? The only thing that can convince me would be if they said, well, it's a really high pressure job. It's really high stress. There's actually a higher percentage of people who do self-harm, shall we say, because we're on fucking gay YouTube, than the average job. Okay, maybe. But 10 of them in a few years and all in the same kind of department? Abel Graham with a gifted membership. Thank you very much, Abel Graham. Then we got Rusty Grammar with $1 says, are you going to witness the meteor shower? I mean, I'm not going to tell anybody. I might get whacked. I'm worried that if I tell everybody about going to see the meteor shower or anything involving space or aliens, I'm done. Root says, I get paranoid, bro. I'll smoke every once in a while. Not my thing. I got some PBR. Well, don't smoke and then, you know, talk about the missing scientists or anything like that. It'll fuck you up. So then I found out about this David Wilcock guy. Or Wilcock. He's a YouTuber. He's written a bunch of books. And he's been really big about this UFO stuff and a lot of these scientists disappearing. Now, anytime a guy like this dies, immediately people go to, oh, this has to be something nefarious, this, that. But, if a guy's fucking crazy, high strung, and he's thinking about shit like this all the time, it can drive you crazy. David Wilcock, 53, a prominent UFO researcher and author, disclosure advocate, has reportedly died by suicide yesterday near Nederland, Colorado. Boulder County Sheriff's Office deputies responded to a 911 call at 10:44 a.m. on a Ridge Road. A man in a mental health crisis outside a residence and holding a weapon used it on himself within minutes of contact. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Wilcock was a major voice in UFOlogy. Not a traditional field investigator, but a prolific researcher, lecturer, filmmaker, and New York Times best-selling author. He co-hosted Cosmic Disclosure on Gaia, claimed telepathic ET extraterrestrial contact, and was seen by some as Edgar Case's reincarnation. He also served as director of advanced technology and board member at Nuclear Aerospace, where he promoted next-gen military fighters, exotic propulsion, and advanced aerospace concepts. So this guy was all over the place on this stuff. A polarizing figure who inspired millions in the alternative community. And then, what's your take on his legacy and all that? So, between that and the Trump administration saying we're going to release everything we've got on UFOs, this all just... It does, though, doesn't it? It looks weird. It looks strange that all this stuff is happening at the same exact time. Hostile Soldier says, Aaron, this guy was Fruit Loops. Maybe he was Fruit Loops. Like I said, it's weird that I had a story about all these scientists disappearing, and then this afternoon, this David Wilcock guy is discovered dead. Abel Graham with $1 says, Aaron, I can't see how fat you are because of that hoodie. Good choice tonight, bud. I should just go. Should I just go? Maybe I should just go. Like the morning show, we're vibing, we're talking about the stuff we're talking about. And I honestly, I feel like I'm more entertaining and I'm doing better shows at night right now than I am in the morning. And I'm hot. You know what it is? I'm hot and I'm crabby from this fucking hoodie. That's what it is. I'm just pouring over here. I don't know. What am I doing? Why am I talking about this shit? Like, it's important. It's interesting. It's fascinating. Everyone should love this shit. They should be fucking enamored. I'm worried that I'm into too intelligent shit for the world I currently am occupying. Because I go back to the chat and I'm like, all right, we really dove into this one. I asked the questions. What's going on? What's happening? Abel Graham, I can't see how fat you are because of the hoodie. And the worst part is, it's not even a red boy. It's a fucking onesie. Hey, what am I humiliating myself for? What? All the anti-steel toe people are like, he's finally getting it. He's finally getting it. What the fuck? I'm better than everybody at this, and that's my problem. Rabbi Smoothie with $1 says UFOlogy sounds made up. Okay, look, I will give you that. When I read he's an expert in UFOlogy, that I'm pretty sure you just made that up. I'm pretty sure you just made up UFO. Now, is it UFOlogy or is it UFology? I'm not sure. Leah says, did you call yourself smart? I'm fucking brilliant. I'm tired of pretending I'm not. I'm the funniest guy out there. I'm the fucking most insightful guy out there. I'm a fucking genius of my time who wore a hoodie at 71 degrees and is currently wiping sweat off his forehead and reading $1 super chats. This is the madness that geniuses are driven to in this simple world. Now, give me a whole bunch of money or I'm going to be pissed. Oh. Mikey says, will it make me laugh, funny man? If you haven't laughed at almost everything I've fucking said tonight, because I've been fucking amazing so far for 50 minutes, I've just been on, you're the problem. All right, let's do this CM Punk thing. I'll just keep throwing shit at the wall, and these evening shows will continue to be fun like they are. You Need Me More with $20 says, here's a 20. Go put on a t-shirt for fuck's sake. No, I'm torturing myself with my bad decisions. Thank you for the 20.
Wanna fuck? Let's fuck!
I'm going to torture myself with this hoodie that I've put on like an asshole tonight. Thank you very much to Abel Graham with another gifted membership. I appreciate that. No Pen 15 Fathead with $2. says you look very thin today. It's opposite day today. Oh, thank you so much. Hey, at least that one was $2. I think that's fair. Actually, you guys are doing well on the gold tonight. I can't shit on you for that. I think it was more, I wanted my genius to be appreciated. That's all. Hobo says, Aaron, when you go swimming, do you wear an extra large t-shirt? No, I'm not a fucking Mexican, Hobo. That was racist. See, now look at that. Now, I might have made people laugh. That might have been funny, but you know what? Now I just feel like a bigot. But it's true. Mexicans swim in t-shirts. They need to stop if they want to be looked at as equal. MSO says, here's an idea. Torture for $20. This hoodie is torture today. It's terrible. All right, this CM Punk thing. WrestleMania was this weekend. I did this one just for Sane Caesar and myself. WrestleMania was this weekend, and apparently there were a lot of complaints from the wrestlers about the security being shit in Las Vegas, the people just getting way too close. I've never understood this with celebrities and stuff. Like, why can't you just go to your favorite celebrity, like from across the way, and like go, hey, big fan, and keep walking? Like, don't even break your stride. I'm sure they would be more than likely to, wave back, say thank you, and then they keep walking. But people have to go up with their phones, and they've got to film these people like they're fucking farm animals. It's disgusting. Booker T was on a podcast, and he said that that people were following him into the bathroom, which is fucking disgusting. I want to see if I can find the clip of this. I saw it earlier today, and it was just like, to not have the wherewithal to not follow another man into the bathroom is ridiculous to me. I can't find it. Oh, then there's a bunch of people writing about Cory Booker. I typed in Booker T bathroom, and Cory Booker came up. But then also, like, Randy Orton was being followed around at the MGM Grand and all of this shit. I guarantee this fucking shitty website does not have a timestamp to the right spot.
Hey man, you know what? I want to put a little fan address out here.
Oh, here we go.
Man.
Maybe they did.
The fans definitely was off the chains in Las Vegas, and I love my fans, man. I really do. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna tell you right now, you guys really need to understand, like what the guys go through sometime. And
the last thing I want to be when I see like a celebrity is someone they remember. Because if they remember you, that usually means you were being an asshole. Like when I met Louis C.K. After a show he did in Minneapolis, I went up, he jerked off in front of me. I thought that was really nice. He did ask my permission first, but I went up, put my arm around him. We took a picture. That was it. And then I left. I said, thank you. Big fan. He signed my DVD copy of Lucky Louie Season 1. That's how long ago this was. And he was very nice, even though you can tell he really doesn't like being around people. I met Mr. Kennedy. He was, we were at a bar before Monday Night Raw. Me and a few of my friends were going. No, I think that's when I took my daughter to Raw. And my dad was there. I was there. A couple of my friends were there. Cousins were there. Daughter was there. And we all went for dinner beforehand. And before we walk across the street to the Target Center where it was, Mr. Kennedy is there. He was doing a meet and greet, but at that time, the meet and greet was over and he was eating. So I just went over to him. I said, Mr. Kennedy, I'm a big fan. Thank you very much for everything you do. And he stops eating and he holds his hand out. He goes, oh, thank you. And I shook his hand, but I wasn't going to go over and like fucking bug him. I just said it in passing. These people who go up with their phones and just start filming people. Hey, how are you? Hey. Like a lot of these people think that because they watch them on TV every week, they're like entitled to treat them like petting zoo animals. And it's really fucking insane.
Give them their space, and after a show, you see them out there working like crazy, and then they come in and you disrespect them, and they're with their kids and their wives or their families, and then something happened. One of the guys get upset about it. And then you hear about it on social media. This guy got upset, or that guy got upset, or this girl got upset. We're human. We're only human.
Well, that's the thing. Like, and then they'll shit on the wrestler, and we're gonna get into that with the CM Punk thing here. They'll shit on the wrestler and go, "Oh, he was such a dick. Oh, he was." First of all, he's been slammed on his back 300 times. He's been thrown over top ropes onto a, little gymnastics mat covered concrete floor. He's been thrown through a table. He just wants to go to bed. And you've got a phone this far from his face going, hey, say hi. Hey, say hi. Hey, say, shout me out. Shout me out. And then they'll go, dude, just back the fuck up. And they're like, whoa, is that how you treat your fans? And it's just like, I'm kind of glad more of this stuff is online because most of the time people see the fan for the asshole that they're being. But especially to follow a guy into the bathroom, it's just like such a cunt move. I'm going to name drop again here. Terrence Bud Crawford, probably my favorite fighter of the modern era. Him, Usyk. I'm a Canelo guy too, I guess. But Bud Crawford was at the same fight I was at. And as I'm walking through Grand Casino Hinckley, I see Bud Crawford there with 3 or 4, not like an entourage. They just look like they were friends of his. And I stop. I shake his hand. I go, I think I said something like, hey, champ, I'm a really big fan. That was it. And he said, oh, man, thank you. And then I fucked off. That was it. I didn't take a picture. I'm not a picture guy. Like, I don't need a picture with Terrence Crawford. I met Terrence Crawford. That was awesome. I got to say hi to Terrence Crawford. That was really, really cool. I don't need to stop him. And I hate posing for pictures. So I can't imagine someone who has to do it all the time posing for pictures. So CM Punk is walking back to his room at the casino that he's staying at. His wife and their friend Bailey, who's another wrestler. CM Punk's wife is a wrestler. This Bailey is a wrestler. And they're all going back to the elevators to get to their rooms. And some asshole will not take a hint, will not leave them alone. And now the guy who did this is talking about, I don't think I need to file charges against CM Punk. I don't think I need to sue CM Punk. I just really like an apology. Wait until you see what this douchebag was doing, and you tell me if CM Punk owes him an apology. So there's AJ Lee and Bailey. So the smaller one is CM Punk's wife. The other one's her friend who's a wrestler. And this guy's right in her face. Like her and her friend are hugging each other, and this guy needs to be right there next to him.
We love you, Bailey.
So then she goes, get the fuck out of here. My friend and I are trying to have a moment. And look at how close he is. There's his shoes. There's her shoes. So he's giving them no space. He's going, oh, love you, Bailey. Go love her from over there. All right? So then Punk comes in, and that last thing you saw after Bailey says, get out of here, was Punk smacking the phone out of his hand. Good for Punk.
We love you, Bailey.
See, now, but here's the thing. Now security jumps in. Punk has to come in, slap the phone out of the guy's hand, then security does their fucking job. How about you've got all these wrestlers here? WWE probably brings in a pretty good dime for the casinos and the hotels if they ever want to come back again, which I thought it was stupid for them to go back to Las Vegas anyway. Like, Las Vegas isn't a WrestleMania town, and their attendance was down this year. Because Las Vegas is like, we're going to Las Vegas. That's what Las Vegas is. We'll catch a show if the show is there. We'll catch a concert if the concert is there. I've been to Las Vegas. I've never been to WrestleMania. I'd rather go to WrestleMania here at US Bank Stadium. I know they've got SummerSlam coming up. I'll probably go to that. I'd go to WrestleMania in Florida. I'd go to WrestleMania in Texas. But Las Vegas, there's just so much shit to do. To sit in an arena for 5 hours, 2 days out of your trip, I don't know. But Punk comes in there, he smacks the phone out of this guy's hand, then security gets involved. Great job, dipshits.
Sorry, man. Sorry, Punk. Sorry, Punk.
And that was the altercation, and then they go off to their rooms and everything else. So that guy had the nerve to release a public statement that said, I don't want to sue or file charges. I only want an apology from CM Punk. How about, sorry I didn't smack your phone out of your hand harder? How about go fuck yourself? An apology. And then the first comment in this is just so indicative of internet retards who don't go outside. Punk is just a miserable prick in real life. Oh, yeah, you know the guy. I mean, you know everything about him because you watch a character of his on television. That's like people who are like, I know Aaron. Aaron and I know each other. And I'm like, I've never met any of you fucking psychos. I know what Aaron's doing when he's not on the air. And I'm like, I've never seen one person write anything about like how I am off the air that's been 10% correct. These people are psychotic. For a guy who loves to thank the fans and says how none of it would be possible without them, if a fan so much as approaches him in public to say hi and ask how he is, he gives them the cold shoulder and an attitude. There was a phone this far from his wife's face while she's trying to hug her friend and have a moment, and he didn't cut the guy's arm off. He didn't punch him in the dick. He smacked the phone out of his hand, and then he walked away. Miserable prick. You know what? After you've worked a full shift and then you see friends that you haven't seen in a while, you're happy to see your friends. You guys are going to have a moment. I'm going to take a phone and I'm going to shove it right in your face and I'm going to try to talk to you and see if you don't get annoyed. God, the entitlement of some of these fucking people for people they don't even know. Like to me, hey, Punk, great job tonight. And if he nods or he says thank you, oh my God, that's awesome. And I keep fucking walking. To gather around these people like they're not human, but they're, like I said, like they're petting zoo animals. It's just, oh, it's gross. Oh, it's really disgusting. Let's continue on here. We got quite a few things coming in. Let's take a look. Rabbi Smoothie with $1 says, it's over, Johnny. The elitists won. There's nothing we can do. So let's talk about drunk Hooters sluts. Well, dude, you better talk about drunk Hooters sluts while there's still Hooters sluts to talk about because they're all going to OnlyFans to shove things up their cooter, and Hooters are closing. Das Optic Nerve with $1 says, ask Sal or OJ to call in. OJ Simpson? He's going to be that's a tough get these days. Sal, I don't know. I have no idea who you're talking about. Leah with $2 says, take an IQ test live on air, genius. All right. The second that if we hit tonight's goal before the rally segment, I will take an IQ test live on air. Last time I took an IQ test, I had an IQ of 136. I was 4 away from genius, and I swore I would never take an IQ test ever again because I was like, that's high enough for me. I'm good. I'm keeping that score. I'm staying at 136. It's close enough to genius without having any of the pressure of, being douchey and telling people you are one. So you know what, Leah? I give the fans a number that they can hit every time. I am going to say if we knock out tonight's goal before the rally segment, I promise you, I will take an IQ test live on air. All right, $2. Thank you, Leah. $2 from Chef Maddox says, I met Wee Man in college, offered to buy him a drink if he would take a pic with me and sign my copy of Jackass. He said, sure, but I didn't have to buy him anything. That was it. What a guy. What a guy. Then we've got $10. $10 from OG Anonymous Fake Dono. He says, someone in the chat said Venmo wasn't working and that you should check it. Well, there we go. Venmo seems to be working. There's a 10 that came in. Perfect. It wasn't working this morning. Sometimes I don't get the notifications unless I open the app. And it hasn't done that for a while. But it did that again this morning. And I almost missed a $50 that someone sent in. And I felt bad that I didn't thank him for it. T-Jeff says, well, come on, Aaron. Randy Orton can turn a fella's head. Have you seen his core? I'm a big fan. I'm a big Randy Orton guy. T-Jeff also says, crowding up on some dude's wife after she has asked you, then told you to leave her alone. That's a pretty tame reaction, honestly. That fan is an asshole. Yeah, CM Punk's wife said back off, and then Bayley said, go away, dude. And then Punk came in. I think that's only fair. You know what? I actually like people's celebrity stories. I do. I get a kick out of them for some reason. Root says, I skated with him and Bam in like 2010, we got hammered. I don't believe you. You got like you hung out, like you were with Bam Margera and he was getting hammered. Now I know you're lying. Yeah, they bothered Randy Orton too. I saw a video about that. Sane Caesar says, Aaron, these fans are so bad they track wrestlers' flights at airport security. They need stepping up. TKO really dropped the ball, and Cora Jade was SA'd at WrestleCon. I don't know who that is, but that's not good. By the way, there is a guy on YouTube who's going through our videos and leaving comments as Donald Trump. And I have to say, it's my favorite bit that anyone's ever done to me in the comment section. He's on there like, Aaron runs a subpar show. I run a much better program. He's a joke. And it's like, I read it in Trump's voice. So whoever is doing that, thank you very, very much. Hey, you guys are kicking ass tonight, man. Keep it up. I'm loving the gifted memberships, the PayPals, the Streamlabs, the Venmos. Like I said, we're 88, by the way, away from 700. If you guys knock it out early today, I will take the IQ test that Leo wants me to take. Dan Vicious with $1 says David Wilcock in the thumbnail. Yeah, we talked a little David Wilcock today. He, if you don't know, he's dead. He killed himself. He apparently was having a mental health episode, and he went outside. He had a gun, and after police made contact, he ended it. Yesterday. Apparently, it got reported today for some reason, but it happened yesterday. You know, it's funny when I go on Twitter, I can't find like any short form videos of him. Like everything I see about David Wilcock is like it's 2.5 hours long. Here we go. Is this a clip of the man? I've never ever seen his work before.
Jimmy Dore talked about a leaked video showing flight MH370 sucked into a wormhole. Have you had the thoughts or seen this before? Yes, absolutely. There's several different people who have been talking about this. The other guy who's really, really great. I mean, everybody hates each other in UFOs. So he probably hates me because he's not ready to accept everything. But I don't know. I hope that's not true. But his name's Ashton Forbes. And really, you ought to check him out. He's almost entirely focused on these two different MH370 videos.
God, the only thing, like, I want to believe what these guys are saying and I want to buy it, but why do they all just look like autism? Like, maybe it's because you have to be touched to really expand your mind in this way and think about aliens and wormholes and shit like that. But, like, again, it's the Patrice O'Neill shoving marbles up your ass thing. You know, if these guys looked like Gavin Newsom and they were talking about this stuff, maybe we'd have a fighting chance of hearing them out. But they all look like, you know, they put my forehead to shame. And then they're like, well, you know, you guys, there could be a wormhole that opens up. And, you know, if the aliens do make contact, they're probably going to make contact. It's probably going to be a water landing more than anything. And you're like, oh, fuck. It's like this guy could be right. He could be nailing it. But he comes off as, you know, the Janusz from Ghostbusters 2.
They've been proven. And yes, there are 3 orbs that go around the plane. And they're spinning and spinning and spinning, and then the plane dematerializes. So what's happening is that those 3 orbs appear to be little anti-gravity probes, or maybe they're coming off of HARP or some type of ground-based antenna. But the point is they're energy orbs of some kind, and they create this bubble of energy around the plane. And once the vibration in that bubble goes above light speed, which you can't really see because this is molecular, the plane disappears and it's now spread out in time. But if you turn the bubble off, the plane will return like nothing was wrong. But while it's in that displaced state, you're traveling through time, which is...
I imagine that man suffered from a shitload of headaches. That's... What the fuck? Like, I kind of understood that. I kind of understood it. But I still have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Numero uno, Josh Denny fan is always trying to break news to me, so I gotta check out what Numero Uno's got for me today. Scarlett just called Mersh a failed New Yorker, and I don't know what it means, but at the same time, it fits perfectly. Scarlett just asked Mersh, you want to see me schmool you? And then pried her eyes open extra wide with her fingers. I saw a clip today that schmool guy was in. He never doesn't give me the creeps. I mean, that guy is in such dire need of a CAT scan. It's unreal. I mean, he is the creepiest. Like, everybody should put extra locks on their doors because of that guy. He thinks he knows everyone. He wants to, Shmuel Buckman is what you get when you give a schizophrenic a fake doctorate in psychology from a cornflakes box, and he's never told that it's a joke. I mean, that guy is fit for a fucking straitjacket, and he plays it so straight. It's like if that guy would come out and just go, ta-da, it's all a bit, I'm not really a fucking lunatic, I would applaud him. It would be it would be an Andy Kaufman level bit. Unfortunately, I just think he's an old boomer who never goes outside, is way too obsessed with the internet, and is convinced that he knows everybody that he sees on a screen. He's a weirdo. Numero Uno says, and if you don't know who Shmuel is, do your fucking research. And yes, Scarlett is a comic genius. Mersh is getting destroyed right now. Well, I tell you what, Numero Uno, I will go check it out at some point. I promise. Where is she doing this? Where is she taking him? Where is this occurring? You're Gabe Hoffman's cuck, aren't you? Scarlett said to Mersh. God damn. St. Caesar says Ethan Page and Joe Hendry were called up to Raw last night. Love me some Joe Hendry. I think he's great. T-Jeff says Cora Jade is on NXT. She's a cute little shit and a decent wrestler that's fucked up. Someone messed with her. What the fuck is wrong with people? You know who, I don't know how this came up on my Twitter feed today, but I was just out of wrestling for so long and wasn't watching it. Apparently there was this wrestler named Caitlyn. There was a clip of her. She was at some wrestling convention giving an interview. And this Caitlyn chick was like a former champion and everything. And I've never heard of her before. And apparently in 2017, there were nudes of her leaked and videos of her leaked. It was part of that whole fappening thing. I think they got Kate Upton on that. I think they got Paige on that whole thing, the wrestler, not DDP, female Paige. And I had no idea who this Caitlyn was until I saw that today. And I'm like, wow, I really stopped watching wrestling for a long time. Taste Fairy Ialto says, and Sol Ruka. Yeah, that Sol Ruka is, holy shit, is she talented. I've seen her a couple of times. She's really fun to watch. And I don't usually like female wrestling. Taste Fairy Ialto said there were also nudes of Charlotte Flair 9 years ago. That would have made her about 30. Any good? Question mark? That would be what I'd ask. Thank you very much. Happy Wawa customer for gifting a membership. I appreciate that, buddy. Just 87 away from 700. And I did say that if you guys took out that goal before the rally segment tonight, that I would take that IQ test live on the air. Caitlyn was the winner of the all-women's NXT season. Oh, okay. Well, I just found out who she was today. We found out that Elijah Schaefer was in court today, and this guy, there's no way this guy isn't on drugs. There's no way that Elijah Schaefer is not still fucked up. So if you didn't know about Elijah Schaefer, he was this guy who was a conservative grifter. I don't think he was ever really a conservative. I think he was just a fucking degenerate who just basically play acted a conservative guy because he wanted to be famous. So he just threw all of that shitty conservative slop to dumb fuckers and got himself a job on The Blaze. Ended up starting his own network, Riff TV. That failed. Then he just went off the fucking deep end and turned into a lunatic. Apparently he gets pegged. He's into guys. He's into girls. He's been cheating on his wife with one of his employees. He's on fucking coke all the time. He's a filthy falling down drunk. His wife has left him. took the kids, doesn't want the kids around him because he's dangerous. He's threatened her multiple times, gone up. We played him on the show. The messages, we've shown the text messages. I mean, the guy is positively unhinged. And, good for the wife because he should not be around any children, let alone his own. This guy needs a shitload of help. So he had to go to court today. And the court told him that he would have to submit to both urine and nail drug testing, as well as a psych evaluation before he's allowed to see his children. And I think that is a very good thing. Now, there are rumors that Elijah Schaefer thought that he was going to have to hair follicle test for drugs. So look what he did before going into court. He bleached his hair. He's never had bleached hair before. He's not a bleached hair guy. But he thought he was going to be so smart. The thing is, all of these guys, instead of just getting better, they always say that, like, if you're a smart guy, it's harder for you to get clean because you can always convince yourself that everyone else is the problem and you're totally fine. It's the saddest thing to watch. It's the saddest thing to see. It's just a grown man not able to take responsibility for his actions, take stock of his life and make changes for the better, but they got to find a way around the system. So this dickhead bleaches his hair because that throws off the hair follicle testing. I think the judge kind of figured that. That's why he said you got to submit to the urine and nail analysis for the drug testing. Fuck the hair, apparently, because you thought you were smarter. It would be so much easier to just stop doing drugs and stop being a fuck up and step up and be a father to your kids instead of a fucking junkie. But no, you gotta bleach your hair so you can get away with it. It's just no sympathy for guys like this. And a psych evaluation? Holy shit, I wonder what that's going to look like. A psych evaluation, the results of that would be very, very interesting. So Elijah Schaefer, still not okay, still not doing well, still not taking accountability for what he did, just still being a douchebag fuck up. DP Granny says, hold on, Aaron, you got no room to judge. There is nobody involved in the situation I was involved in who has stepped the fuck up, said I'm sorry, I'm a fuck up, I did all the wrong shit, I was a retard, made all the amends I needed to, and took all the steps. Nobody's done it more than me, my friend. Nobody. I have more room to talk than just about anybody because I can speak from the other side of it. So I don't mean to beat the shit out of you on that one. Just had to set it straight. Das Optic Nerve says Aaron has no hair to judge. It's not true. Once you get here, there's plenty. It's just you gotta go up a little more. You gotta go up. That's all. Mountain Juice says, dude's getting off with a mental institution visit a few months. I mean, if they're being honest about it, if they're being honest, yeah, he probably should go away. He probably should. So yeah, I know that it upsets a lot of people that I did take responsibility and I have gotten better over that whole thing. I know that upsets a lot of people and they create their own reality around it. I encourage you to do that. Everybody's on their own journey. Everybody accepts shit differently, but you shouldn't let me affect you in that way. Let's go to our person of the night. I mean, this woman is an absolute gem, and I'm going to warn you guys, you're going to fall in love, some of you. I know you, and some of you are going to absolutely fall in love with this next woman. I'll tell you the characteristics. She is completely out of her mind. She's got a legal record. She's yelling racial slurs at police officers, and she seems like a complete skank. Like I said, a lot of you are on Zales.com right now. You're on DJ Bitson. You're going to all kinds of different jewelry store websites. Just please stop. Take it easy. We're going to play the whole thing. And we're going to see. Phil Herslit says, is this Haley? No, it's not Haley. By the way, I saw Dr. Chow tweeted that Haley had done like a 6-hour cope stream because she was mad that people were making fun of her appearance in Las Vegas, that like, ooh, without the filters, she looks rough. And like, ooh, she's got people were saying she's got a double chin like steel toe. I don't think she took that very well. So she's literally pulling up her filters. So I had to click on it. She's pulling up her filters to show people the filters she uses as like this cope. Like, stop saying I use filters. By the way, here's the filters I use. It's like, and then she tried to say, she's like, I bet Aaron uses filters. You think I'm using filters to look this shitty? I'm a sweaty mess. And you think I'm using filters? How dare you? How dare you think that using filters, this would be the best I can do? I would sue the filter company. So she was coping hard, and then people were talking. I tell you what, for someone who likes to judge other people's looks and likes to pass judgment on other people, boy, does she get sensitive when it's her. She is kind of the epitome to me of a dabble person. Cry bullies, dish it out but can't take it. Always fun to watch them crash out. But I will give them this. They are like the 4 horsemen in pro wrestling. They'll come out the very next day, act like it never happened. They're like cokeheads that wake up the next morning, dust themselves off, and go, well, I completely humiliated myself and should probably leave the internet after that. But you know what? On to the next thing. And that's Haley. And she did a 5 or 6 hour cope stream. Like, I'm not ugly. Guys, they said I'm ugly. I'm not ugly. And she put a poll in her own chat, which like the question, and I'm paraphrasing, it was like, did Haley kill it today with her facts and prove everyone wrong? It's like, bro, that's shit. That's for you. That is not for the audience. That is for you, my friend. Oof. Is that brutal? When you're pulling up your filters to defend yourself from the filters, that's rough. Yeah, people in the chat are going, what the fuck? A few people going, filters I could believe. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It was pretty bad. But you know what? I'll be honest. It was entertaining. I was entertained by it in a very sick, perverse Schadenfreude kind of a way. So thank you for bringing that up. All right. But no, it is not Haley. This woman uses a lot less filters than Haley does and has fewer chins than Haley does. And honestly, a little less boxy in the shoulder area than Haley is. She was in the back of a cop car. She did not have a good night. And the clip we're about to play for you shows you that she did not make her own night any better. But again, I'm going to warn you guys, some of you are going to absolutely fall in love.
The amount of times that I will always and forever say that I fucking hate niggers. Oh my god, I fucking hate chimps. Like, I hate.
Ba-dum, 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 ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Who's gonna get her first, boys? I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say she's single. Come on, guys. What's the first song you're dancing to, and why is it YG?
Y'all, like, I don't fucking, we were slaves this entire, I don't give a fuck, nigga. Like, for a fucking reason, you guys were fucking slaves. You guys.
Oh, baby, I already told my mama about you. Oh, she would be great at Thanksgiving, huh? I bet you'd have one uncle who would love her.
Don't know anything better than to fucking steal. Like, oh my fucking god, nigga. Like, I was literally eating fucking food with my friend. He had his, oh my god, like, I don't know, por Dios, por gracias de fucking Dios, I had my fucking wallet next to me, like my whole purse, and those fucking, like, that little fucking small ass chimp decided not to fucking.
She keeps calling him chimp. I think chimp is more offensive than the N-word at this point. By the way, how many of her ex-boyfriends has she stabbed and then told police that it wasn't her fault?
Steal my fucking wallet, nigga. Oh my god, nigga. I would have grabbed my heel and like whoop the fuck out of that nigga's ass. But like, whatever, right?
Yeah, yeah. So we're in the back of a cop car, And or is she in the back of a cop car or was she? Hold on a minute. Oh, no, she's a police officer. I thought for sure she was in the back of a... She's a fucking cop? I read the... Oh, my God, did I make a misread on this story? I read it as she was in the custody of police. She's an officer? Oh, my God. Hey, boys, she's got a good job. Oh, boy. Well, she had a good job. An internal investigation is underway. What my audience calls trying to date her.
Some other but no homo or nothing. Y'all don't know how good it felt to say like out loud. Like, goddamn, nigga. Like, oh my God. I felt like I was back in the Marine Corps, nigga. Like,
there's a round. Hoorah, Marines. Congratulations. She's telling all your secrets. Don't worry. I think we all had an idea. All the cops, when she gets back, they're like, fuck, we say that off camera. You aren't supposed to actually record yourself saying it.
I kid you not. I don't know what the fuck came over me. I grabbed that nigga by the neck and I was like, come here, you fucking nigger. And
Jesus. Stop it. You understand that thing you're looking into, it's recording you. And I'm assuming live streaming that people were able to get. I hope she didn't record this, look at it later and go, we should post this. That would be a good idea. Oh, my God.
oh my God. Like, I felt like the world just stopped. Like, it was just peace. Like, I don't know. And then he was just like, even I in my head, I was like, damn, bitch, te pasaste. Because I called him a fucking nigger, dog.
All right. Imagine you say that word to someone and you go, oh man, then my entire world felt at peace. This chick, she doesn't like saying the N-word. That's not what it is. She loves the N-word. Not like just saying it. She loves it. She idolizes it. She has a passion for it. And you know what they say? Do what you love. You'll never work a day in your life.
Like, imagine.
Uh-oh, now what? Send message. Girl, I'm watching.
How many fucking downtown chimps were there? They could have beaten my ass. And then he like stops like, you did not just call me a fucking nigger. I was like, you're a nigger. I was like,
oh my God. Ah. She's a cop, by the way.
oh my God, like, you're a fucking nigger and I call you a nigger. Like, world peace, bitch. Fuck nigger. And I was like, what the fuck are you gonna possibly say? Like, are you gonna call 911 because I called you a fucking nigger?
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna make a ruling right now. I'm gonna make a ruling. She's overusing it. She's over, even for a cop. Even if this wasn't being recorded, I would still go, you're laying on the gas a little heavy.
No, right? Oh my God, Nick. I don't know. This shit didn't record, but it was like, I'm kind of glad it didn't record because it was like.
Oh, really? You're glad that the last part didn't record? Because, like, based on what's already recorded, I mean, that would have been way worse. I mean, I'm glad we didn't get whatever didn't get recorded put on there because, I mean, that might have been crossing the line.
Expressing how much I fucking hated black people after this. Like, dog, like, let me get a fucking black person on a 911 call tomorrow, especially. Bitch, you're going to fucking jail. I don't give a fuck. You're getting treated like a bunch of fucking shit because.
And that's the end of the clip. Apparently, she ran out of gas after that one. Well, guys, what do you think? What do you think? Mountain Jew says, LOL, I think I'm in love. Von Kaiser says, we love her. I'd let her handcuff me after 6 beers. She was chasing Scarlett for the mileage record. Would you says she's a cop? Holy fucking shit. She had a good job. Yeah, she had it. I don't. Root says she got burned by a few brothers in her day. Yeah, I'm not one to judge, but it sounded personal. Taipan says, this is why cities burn. I just want to keep looking here. If she was white, I'll be asking for her email. Come on. Take a walk on the wild side. Come on. Root says, the copper in my yard today, damn, near dropped an N-bomb and ends shooting around kids. Bapa Shab says, this Torta shouldn't have been allowed to set foot near a military installation. Our standards are ridiculous. My grandfather would be doing backflips if he were alive. When was this? How long ago? That video got posted today. I can't say when it was made. But don't worry, I'm sure she's turned it around and seen the error of her ways. Rob says, people don't expect it, but most Mexicans are the most racist against the blacks. Well, yeah, but okay, that's not the part that, kind of took me back. The part that took me back was, it was just one after the other. She's just, she kept repeating it as though we didn't understand what she had said to the black person. We're like, no, we got it. We're getting kind of what you're putting down. Silverwolf said she can have an interview with Samuel L. Jackson. Shit, she could probably make him blush. Root says, Miatas, Rob, I got Mexicans in my family, the absolute worst. Yeah, do we have to push back with some anti-Latino racism now because of what she did? Red Fox Mad with $5 says, doesn't Haley like black dick and have lots of baby daddies? Black dick is gross. Oh, Haley, baby, come to WPH at Stoney's and hang out with us toe boys. What a weird, I know that there's a sentence I never thought I'd read from this audience. Black dick is gross. That's such an incredibly racist thing to say, because it's the black dick itself is just not doing anything to anyone. Unless you ask Scarlett. But then you're just oh, black dick is gross. And it's whoa. It's my dick didn't steal your car, dude. What the fuck? Red Fox Mad going hard in the paint tonight. All right, guys, we are 105 away from tonight. Let's do it, because I did say, someone did ask me about taking an IQ test. And I did say that if we knocked out the goal before the rally segment, that I would indeed, take the IQ test on the show tonight. J-Man sending me a message says, wow, I'm not sure if you watch Pat David. Might want to go watch our clips. But this was a very good interview. Just listen to what Poland did. I'm sorry, but to me, Patrick Bet David is just, there's a lot of guys I would listen to for better information before Patrick Bet David. All right. Let's get after it. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Funniest thing that I've seen so far about that woman that we just played is someone said, I got to scroll up a little. Das Optic Nerve says, she was a bit gratuitous with it. Yeah, just a little over the line. She needs to fine tune it a bit. That's all. All right. I knew this next segment would absolutely break Bapa Shab's heart. Oh, by the way, 290 of you watching the show tonight. Thank you very much. Let's get up over 300. It's YouTube that's dragging us down tonight. YouTube is dragging us down. So you YouTube folk need to hit like and follow. Subscribe. Thank you. Access Med, powered by Trinova Health, is a revolutionary telehealth service that offers fast, free online evaluations and free home delivery of customized, compounded medications, offering custom weight loss support, ivermectin therapy, hair restoration, cosmetic rejuvenation, custom ED treatments, and more. You can complete your visit in less than 10 minutes with an actual licensed doctor in your area. There's no subscriptions or recurring fees ever. We've made getting started easier than ever. Simply follow the link, choose the product or treatment you're interested in, and then complete a quick online evaluation. Within days, your custom meds will arrive at your door. Mention Rumble in the coupon code and get 10% off your first treatment. That's 10% off your first treatment with code RUMBLE and Access Med, powered by Trinova Health. Thank you, guys. Keep hitting like, keep hitting subscribe, and keep throwing in those memberships and everything else. I appreciate it. Okay. Let us continue on. This is going to break poor Bapa Shab's heart. And I know that because when I saw the clip, I went, oh no. Kanye wants back into the good graces of the music business. And I'm going to set this up slow on purpose. So I'm going to set it up in a way that Bapa Shab will be prepared for what's coming. Kanye wants to get back into the big shows. He wants to be able to play the festivals again. He wants another album deal. He wants to be able to go on tour. Basically, he wants his career back. And because of a lot of the things that Kanye has said in the past, he has had to make some amends. He's even said like he has a mental illness, and that's why he said all the things he said about Jewish people. He just wasn't right in the head. He's really, really sorry. He would like to make amends. And now he's going on the Forgive Me tour. He's going on the Bend the Knee tour. And Bapa, I'm really sorry. I'm going to play this for you. I don't want to. I take no joy in this. Today, Kanye was seen leaving the Jewish Human Rights Center, where I'm sure he had a lot of really enlightening, interesting conversations.
What's up, Ye?
Oh no, he was at the Simon Wiesenthal Center. That is like, dude, if you don't know, the Simon Wiesenthal Center is an organization that you go to totally say sorry to the Jews. ADL is a big one. You go to the ADL to say sorry to the Jews. But if you're at the Simon Wiesenthal Center, you're like bowing and we're not worthy and I'm the biggest piece of shit who ever lived. You're basically doing the like Happy Gilmore to Chubbs Peterson. I'm stupid. You're smart. You're very attractive. I'm not very good looking. That's the apology you're giving at the Simon Wiesenthal Center. I mean, it's so Jewish. Wies is in the name. So let's see Ye coming out. Let's see our bright burning star sent down to the dirt and humbled.
Hey, can I ask you, what did you learn tonight at the class?
Oh no, he was in a class. They took him to a Jews rock class. Oh no. And you know, the thing is, they get off on it. They enjoy it. They love Kanye coming there. They don't give a shit about what he said. They don't care about him popping off at the mouth. They just get off on the humiliation and the apology. And like, oh, I got Kanye to say he's sorry. Oh, we got Kanye to apologize. Oh, Kanye wants to release an album again. And you know what? I don't even necessarily mind that. But if you're going to do that, you can't keep calling people anti-Semitic when they say Jews run the entertainment industry. You can't have it both ways. It's really unfair. You have to either not run the entertainment industry, or you have to go, yes, we do run the entertainment industry. Go fuck yourself. Don't say anything bad about us, or we'll make you apologize at the Simon Wiesenthal Center. I just don't like that they get to play it both ways. We're like, how dare you say that we run the entertainment business? Now, please apologize for saying that or we won't let you be in movies anymore.
Any thoughts on the festival being canceled and the ban?
This is why people will always love Mel Gibson. This is why Mel Gibson will always be beloved, because he never backed down. He never said he was sorry. He did it his own way, stuck to his guns, and made a fortune. Good for Mel. And I don't hate Kanye for this. I don't dislike Kanye for this. It's just disappointing. It's really sad to see Kanye because they're not going to be done with him. They're never done with people. And it's not just Jewish people. It's every special interest group. Like, remember when Tracy Morgan, before he got hit by the Walmart truck, he was on stage and he was like, if my son was gay, I would stab him. My son was gay. I wouldn't let my son be gay. They'll be fruity. And then Tracy Morgan all of a sudden became the spokesman for gay shit for a while because that was the apology he owed for telling that joke. And then like he was at the Pride Parade with Tina Fey, and it's just like, it's like watching a powerful wild stallion get broken, you know? So Kanye went to the Jewish Human Rights Center amid his ongoing fallout. He's in full apology mode. He was seen leaving the Simon Wiesenthal Center in Beverly Hills Monday night after spending about an hour and a half inside. When they tried to get a word on what went down, he clammed up. He's doing some long overdue homework. This is TMZ writing this, by the way. He's doing some long overdue homework after all the anti-Semitic rhetoric he's been pushing. Dude, he took out an entire full-page ad in the newspaper apologizing and saying that my bipolar disorder made me criticize the Jews. And they're still making him go to the Simon Wiesenthal Center to apologize. It's brutal for the guy, man. It's really brutal. And I feel sorry for him, but if you're going to say the shit that he says and you're going to literally make a song called Heil Hitler, if you want a career again after that, you're going to have to bend the knee, or as Bapa Shab says, they're going to have to reboot you. And that's what they're doing. They've rebooted Kanye. Seeing Kanye come out of that center was like when Chief saw McMurphy come out of the lobotomy. You know? He's just looking at him and he's going, what are you okay? Maybe it might just be time to smother him with a pillow and let him go. And then, bust out of the cuckoo's nest. Numero uno says, Aaron turning this 4-second video he knows no info about into a whole story. Aaron also stopped following Kanye after his first album. I'm very insightful. I'm a genius earlier today. All right, I will put everything I have against everything you have. Nobody goes to the Simon Wiesenthal Center after saying a bunch of shit about Jews without apologizing for the shit they said about Jews. I know you love Kanye. And that was a good comment because it got me fired up. I know you love Kanye, but I've been doing this media shit for too long. I know exactly what happened in there. Because Gary Oldman had to do it. Everybody who's ever said anything about Jewish people, you either go to the Simon Wiesenthal Center, you go to the Holocaust Museum, or you go to Auschwitz. And the only people who make it out with their dignity are the ones who go, nope, I'm good. Like, remember when those kids went to Dave Portnoy's restaurant? And when they went to Dave Portnoy's restaurant, you can pay a certain amount of money to put whatever message you want on the sign. And they put fuck the Jews on there. And Dave Portnoy was like, oh, you better say you're sorry. And it's really interesting how his accent changes when he's trying to be tough Boston guy. And then when he's trying to be offended Jewish guy, he's got different voices for that. He's like, these guys should apologize because honestly, like they should have to go to which one was it? Auschwitz. They should have to go to Auschwitz, these guys. And both of the guys sitting at the table, they were interviewed later and they're like, yeah, we're not fucking going to Auschwitz. No, thank you. We don't need to. Sorry. But yeah, Chevrolet JB says the apology is the sign of weakness. No, it's like, if it's a genuine apology, if it's like, I think Kanye's first apology in that letter was a genuine apology. They should have accepted that and everybody should have moved on. But they're not accepting the apology in good faith. What they're doing instead is they're going, we've got him, boys, and now we're going to make him pay for everything he did. And we're going to, you know what, Kanye, we think you need to come here and apologize. And I guarantee Kanye's going to have to do something else. I'm sorry, but I've seen it with Tracy Morgan. I've seen it with too many people. Numero uno. That's exactly what he's going to have to do. It's going to have to be the Kanye I Love the Jews tour before they'll give him another album deal or let him do another tour. That's the pattern that this stuff usually follows. Taste Ferry Iolto says, this ain't over. I don't think so. You know what needs to be over is this goal. We got 45 minutes left. $105 away from today's goal. 298 of you checking out the show. Rumble is crushing it tonight. YouTube's bringing up the rear, unfortunately, by about 40 people. Holy shit, would we be crushing it today if we had our YouTube contingent killing it as hard as Rumble was. But here's what I need from you guys. $5-10. Couple people start shoveling it in. We're going to be done in no time. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. You guys have been doing great tonight. Let's get those memberships in. Let's throw a couple bucks our way, and let's do it. Jimmy Myers says, as an American Jew, I don't care if you don't like me. 100% treasonous shit. Who? Kanye? Oh, because of the Hitler song. I mean, you don't have to like Kanye. My thing is either accept his apology and let's fuck off and let's get back to business, or don't accept his apology and tell him to fuck off and he's never welcome in entertainment again. I just don't like how they dangle a career in front of people. It's fucking mean, dude. Either he's sorry and you accept it and we move on, or you don't accept it, you hold a blood grudge forever and he can go fuck himself. I'm fine with either one. But this, write us a letter. Okay, I wrote you a letter. Come to the Simon Wiesenthal Center. But now he's going to have to, mark my words, he's going to be doing a PSA at some point. There's going to be an anti-Semitism PSA with Kanye's name on it. I'm telling you right now, it's happening. Jim Turner says, once you start apologizing, it never ends. You live on your knees. With some people accept the apology and they move on. And sometimes you apologize and apologize and apologize and they still fuck you over. Like Imus. Imus apologized. Dude, he went on Reverend Al's radio show. He went on Jesse Jackson's radio show. He kept saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. He still got fired. He was able to find a job after that, but they tore down everything he built at NBC because of the nappy-headed hose thing. Yeah, Roots Calhoun. Yeah, he should just go, Benjamin Netanyahu doesn't care about black people. Yeah, just like burn it all down again. Why not? Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow, gift a few memberships. Let's knock it out tonight. You know, this made me feel really good today. And you can say that this is confirmation bias or whatever. You know, I'd probably agree with you. But there was a poll taken on Hassan Piker. And you know how I say that, like, those of us who do shows on the internet, those of you who watch a lot of shows on the internet, we start to get an overinflated sense of how well-known internet shit is. Like, in the grand scheme of things, the Dabbleverse doesn't exist. In the grand scheme of things, the quartering doesn't exist. Like, it's just not something anyone thinks about. Kino Casino, my show, none of this stuff. Nobody knows who we are. Nobody should know who we are. It is a very closed-off section of the internet. I've said this before, like, even people who are really, really popular, quote unquote, have a tiny little audience. Like H3, Ethan Klein, he's very popular. When I was watching him this past week, I had like 11,000 people watching. If you had 11,000 people, even on like the Home and Garden Network watching you, you would be canceled to this day. You know, everybody says, oh, TV's dead, this is dead, this is that. A lot of these people online that are making and Ethan Klein makes a very good living online, they would be canceled from television for having no audience. And that's kind of the nice thing about the internet is you can have a small audience like this show and you can make a go of it. I like that. You can find your supportive community and you can, like I said, you can make a go on a low overhead. But like Hassan Piker is one of the biggest political commentators on streaming. You know, he's on Twitch. Gets a shitload of viewers. A lot of people know who he is. We thought until this poll came out, and I thought this did such a great job of illustrating the point I've been trying to tell you about the internet. And I'm going to kind of rub this in a little bit to some of you because I get so much pushback on this. And it's weird getting pushback when you know the facts are on your side, when you know you're correct, but everyone else has like the anger and the aggression of I'm right. And you're like, no, you don't. It's how, like, just because there's a lot of rabble doesn't mean they're right. There was a poll taken on, do you have a favorable or unfavorable view of Hassan Piker? Guys, what percentage of the people polled in the United States of America had a favorable and unfavorable view of Hassan Piker? Just think of a number right now, and I'm going to tell you the result in a second. Write it in the chat if you want it, but just think it. Do you have a favorable or unfavorable view of Hassan Piker? Unfavorable, favorable, what's your guess? Unfavorable opinion, 15% of people polled. So that must mean that he's fucking killing it, right? Favorable opinion, 7% of people polled. You see where this is going now? Never heard of or have no opinion, 79%. There it is. Down and dirty, guys. What I've been trying to tell you this whole time, and when I go back to the chat, I hope there's a red boy in there, but I'm sure there's going to be a few people coping because well, number one, I'm kind of a smug dick when I'm right and you've been so angrily wrong with me. But also because there's a lot of people who don't want to believe this. Nobody knows who these online people are in the mainstream. And again, I think that's good because a lot of these people can make a living doing it on their own, and then we don't have the gatekeeping of the mainstream media. I think that's fine. But 79% of people polled don't know who Hassan Piker is. And Hassan Piker is bigger than just about anyone you watch online. And 80% of the American people have no fucking clue who he is. That should make you feel good. You should be happy about that because it shows that a lot of this shit that we choke down on the internet every day that they try to depress the shit out of us with, nobody knows. It means nothing. Enjoy yourself. Just do it for the entertainment. That's all. Taipan says, I don't even know who he is. Chevrolet JB says, I don't know who they are. See? People saying 8%, 1%. Good. Good. Then I've taught you all very, very well. And I'm proud of that. Jim Turner says, but Hassan Piker was going to be the new Joe Rogan and elect the next president. You know, I'm going to tell you this. I think if you asked everybody and you included boomers, I bet you if you asked them who Joe Rogan was, you'd be surprised at what the never heard of him number would be. What do you think? I'm thinking 15, 20% of people would go, I don't know who that is. I've never watched his shit. No, not sure. Roots Calhoun says Kanye can seriously do it on his own. This apology shit is mad sus. Well, he wrote the letter apologizing, saying it was his bipolar disorder. Then he tried to get into that British festival, and Britain banned him from doing the festival. And they canceled the festival so that Kanye couldn't perform. So now he goes to the Simon Wiesenthal Center, and he bends down a little lower for them, and he's hoping that now maybe he can get into festival season this summer. So, I mean, again, they got another one. 09 Canyon says, Roots, it could be a condition of being able to see his kids. I hope not. I really hope not. We got our link from Roots about Kanye. All right, guys, let's rally up. Let's get a couple of bucks in here so we can have a nice low number to have to rally up for tonight. I also made a promise that if we knock out that goal before the rally and I don't have to do the embarrassment of that fucking rally segment where I dance like a monkey to try and make a couple of bucks, that I would take Leah's suggestion and take the IQ test live on the air. So let's go. Honestly, if we had one or two people drop in 5 Rumble memberships, I think we'd be looking good for the rally segment. So let's see what we can do. Also, all the links are in the chat. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. Let's get after it. And let's do this thing, guys. Please and thank you. I appreciate you. All right, let's see this link that Roots sent in. It's Kanye related.
The city has
Oh, come on. We all love this. We all know this link. He's always been the man.
The city has changed dramatically, tragically, and perhaps irreversibly. There's now over 25 feet of water where there was once city streets and thriving neighborhoods.
I hate the way they portray us in the media. If you see a black family, it says they're looting. See a white family, it says they're looking for food. And you know that it's been 5 days because most of the people are black. And even for me to complain about, I would be a hypocrite because I've tried to turn away from the TV because it's too hard to watch. I've even been shopping before even giving a donation. So now I'm calling my business manager right now to see what is the biggest amount I can give, and just to imagine if I was down there, and those are my people down there. So anybody out there that wants to do anything that we can help with the setup, the way America is set up to help the poor, the black people, the less well off as slow as possible. I mean, Red Cross is doing everything they can. We already realize a lot of the people that could help are at war right now, fighting another way, and they've given them permission to go down and shoot us.
So my favorite part of watching this, and honestly, we revisit this probably once or twice a year. We should probably revisit it quarterly, because my favorite thing about this clip is watching Mike Myers keep his shit together, even though you can see the wheels turning where he's like, this motherfucker's off script all the way. Like, we are not getting him back onto the cue cards. Even the teleprompter guys have stopped rolling the words up. They don't give a shit anymore. They're like, all right, he's freestyling. He's like, they even go down there and shoot us. And Mike Myers is like, you motherfucker, I am trying to be a good Canadian liberal who's like kind of respectfully afraid of all black people I meet. Don't fuck me over. We've got a deal to do Austin Powers 4.
And subtle, but in even many ways more profoundly devastating, is the lasting damage to the survivors' will to rebuild and remain.
All right, now I have to set you up for this because the coup de grace is coming, and Mike Myers' face, where he stops in his tracks and cannot read the rest of the line. That's my favorite. I love that part. And them cutting to Chris Tucker and him having to quick come up with something. The way Kanye just stands up like a peacock, delivers this fucking atom bomb of a line, and then just leaves everyone else to deal with it. Mwah. I will love this clip until the day I die.
Survivors' will to rebuild and remain in the area. The destruction of the spirit of the people of southern Louisiana and Mississippi may end up being the most tragic loss of all.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Please call.
Everybody's face. Everybody's face after he says that is just like, oh shit, because these are all actors, man. Everything's scripted for them. So in their mind, they're like, okay, that's definitely where we yell cut, right? Like, we are stopping this benefit right now. Like, all of these people are doing this benefit because their managers told them it would be good for them. Kanye's being punished because he gives a fuck. And he's expressing his guilt and how bad he feels. And you know what? It did kind of seem like George Bush didn't care about black people during Hurricane Katrina. I was in college. I remember it did seem like he didn't give a shit about black people. And we found out later that he threw his FEMA guy under the bus. Remember Heck of a Job Brownie, Michael Brown? He was the head of FEMA. And like his most experience before that was he ran a state lottery or something. Or some horse judging competition. He was a friend of the Bush family. He got a job. And they threw it all on him. They're like, Michael Brown's a piece of shit. He didn't prepare us for this, blah, blah, blah. And then we find out later that Michael Brown was warning the Bush administration. He was warning the mayor and the governor of Louisiana. And he was telling them, look, these levees aren't going to hold. We need to prepare evacuations. We need, like, there's videos now of Michael Brown, like, preparing and trying to get people to do shit because he's like, these levees might not hold from this hurricane. So this guy got dragged in the media, dragged in the press, everything else. And then it came out later, you know what? Brownie was doing a heck of a job. Everybody else around him sucked ass.
Area. The destruction of the spirit of the people of southern Louisiana and Mississippi may end up being the most tragic loss of all.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Please call.
In the past few days.
Dude, fuck it. Nope, sorry. You can go ahead and go back to reading your cue cards. That thing we just heard, that's what everybody's going to remember about this one, my friend. That is it. That's all anyone's remembering about old Kanye. George Bush doesn't care about black people. Numero uno says, nah, this one is better. Oh, really? Are we going through Kanye's greatest hits? Let's go, man. The only thing I could use is a few more donos, but if we're going to go Kanye's greatest hits, let's do it. I need some 5s and 10s from you cats. Let's get a win tonight. No more losing. We struck out by $100 on Monday. We're tapped out on our losing for the week, all right? Let's go to the... Here we go. This is Kanye says a Jewish doctor intentionally misdiagnosed him and could have allegedly killed him. Yeah, was this Pasternak? Harvey Pasternak or whatever? Harley Pasternak? This is the guy who was like in charge of like medicating and mentally training the Canadian Special Forces. Like this guy has a really fucked up history. And there's text messages between him and Kanye where Pasternak kind of admits that he drugged Kanye to put him in the hospital and sedate him and said, do you want to get put in the hospital again? You'll never see your kids again this time. Like when he was quote unquote Kardashian, I feel like he was like almost a medical experiment. I feel bad for him.
Drove me to a point of exhaustion, which was misdiagnosed by I'm not going to say what race, what people, doctor, and what hospital, and what media went to. We know I can't say that.
Okay, so Jews. Because if it was Mexican, nobody would give a shit if you said Mexican. If it was white, really nobody would give a shit if you said white. If it was black, nobody would care. We kind of have to do process of elimination. What people would be really pissed if you said that?
It was a Jewish doctor.
Boy, we didn't have to like tickle torture him or anything. I can't say what kind of doctor. I can't say what kind of hospital. Homeboy was a Jew. And I thought you couldn't tell us. Boy, he's like me with a secret. Hold on. I want to do this again. I want to count the seconds that he kept this a secret.
Drove me to a point of exhaustion, which was misdiagnosed by I'm not going to say what race,
6 seconds.
What people, doctor.
The 6 second
what
mark.
Hospital and what media went to. We know I can't say that. It was a Jewish doctor.
12 seconds. He made it 12 seconds. That really is a fucking fantastic line. I don't think I've ever seen this particular clip of Kanye.
And what media went to. We know I can't say that. It was a Jewish doctor that diagnosed me of having a disorder that would have had me on medication right now. At a time like this, if I was on medication right now, then one pill could have been swapped out and it would be Michael Jackson and Prince all over again. But because I didn't take the misdiagnosis and I didn't take the medication, I'm able to speak to you guys clear of thought and transparently. So this right here is a chart of Universal Studios 20.
How funny is it that when he made his apology now, he admits that he has the bipolar disorder and he's going to get on the medication for it. So this bird eventually did get his wings clipped. Now, also, Kanye could have bipolar disorder and he could seriously be in need of medication. I mean, two things can be true at once.
20th Century Fox, ABC News, CBS, CBS News, Columbia Pictures, Warner Brothers, ESPN Sports, Fox News.
Kanye, what are you doing?
Metro Goldwyn Mayer, MTV Music Television, Nickelodeon, USA Today,
Kanye,
Wall Street Journal.
What are you trying to say, Kanye?
The thing is, I skipped over maybe about 5 of them because it was just unclear on this list. The red are the executives that are Jewish.
Oh, we should have protected him at all costs. We should have protected him at all costs. And now he uses that list because he now has to apologize to everyone in the red. God. 2008 Kanye was a ride, dude. 2008 to like now Kanye was a whole other vibe, dude. Taipan with $5. Thank you. We need a few more of you, buddy. Thank you very much for that $5. He says, do you recall when the mayor of New Orleans talked about this being a chocolate city after the hurricane? Yeah, there's a great marketing angle. We a chocolate city. Yeah? Really? So with this flood coming in, you got hot cocoa, dude. Let's get fucking moving and pull these people out of the water. What are we doing? All right, it's a chocolate city. Well, chocolate bars melt in the water, so let's go in there and get them. An even hundo away from tonight's goal. Let's go. If we can get that hundo knocked out in the next 20 minutes, I have to take an IQ test on the air tonight. But if we hit it during the rally segment, I'm free and clear. I'm good. But we do need to hit. We can't keep taking L's this week. We took one big one on Monday, and I took it like a champ. Don't want to take any more. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow, but please throw in a membership or a PayPal, Streamlabs, Venmo, Super Chats, or Rumble Rants if you're feeling so generous. All right. I want you guys to tell me what's fucked up about this next video. And if you can get it without me even hitting play, you're brilliant, you're a genius, and I applaud you. But by the end of this 13-second clip, you should be able to tell me why this person is a fucking moron. So, they have their doors wide open because they had to transport this table from one place to the next. They're going to a party, whatever. Maybe grad party season's coming up. They got to get the table somewhere. So they open up both doors. They're driving on the highway. This is a clear road hazard. I want you to tell me by the end of this 13-second clip, and attach a super chat or a Rumble rant to it if you'd like, if you're feeling generous. You tell me what's fucked up with this clip. Got about 10 seconds left. Just watch. Don't strain your eyes too much. It's very, very easy. It's very, very common sense. All right. While everybody is honking and calling that guy an asshole, and there was no sound in that video. Your shit is fine. Why is that guy the dumbest guy we've seen all night? Except for maybe the cop who kept saying the N-word on a recording. Let's see. Let's scroll down. Someone says their tags are overdue. No, that wasn't it. It's not that the tags are overdue. Again, you don't have to look too close. It doesn't have to be a real tricky thing. It's right in front of your face. They got the Lamborghini doors on the whip. Nope. Sam Show says no wreck. Nope, that's not the problem. Why did her tables get so dirty? Nope, that's not. Wow, really? You guys have not figured this out yet? The need to renew their registration? No. You know, I almost got it. Can I see it again? All right, they're saying play it again. I wasn't watching. Wow, so nobody's gotten this one. All right. Let's fire it up one more time. No, it's not that it was my mom driving. That's not it either. Oh, one person got it. We're going to play it one more time here, but one person did get it. Let's, you just saw the answer there too if you were quick of eye. Just look at this whole setup here. Why is this person the dumbest fucker in the world right now? Putting everyone on the road in danger, including themselves. Wow, only one person got it. Unreal. Brett McCart says it's a folding table. Yes, it's one of those plastic tables that folds in half and you can just store for the express purpose of easy storage and transportation. By the way, Silverwolf says it's a folding table. I was being a dick. Sam Show says, no, Aaron, we got it. You fell for our bit this time. All right. I am going to give a lot of credit to the first person who goes, Aaron, we weren't doing a bit. I legit didn't consider that possibility. And I will have a lot of respect for you that you admitted it. Sam Show. Chevrolet JB says, I got a big one like that in the camper. Don't fold in the middle. Those tables legit fold in the middle. Like almost all of them. The trunk seat. Oh, even more says the trunk also. The seat folds down in a Honda. Didn't know that either. So that would have worked too. Baba Shab says, no, we were just genuinely disinterested. Oh, no, I know where the goal's at tonight. I understand that I'm treading water and fucking bombing, and I didn't pick a good show for you to know. I'm just kidding. I actually think tonight's show, the evening shows have really been cooking. I feel really good about these nighttime shows. So I can't lie and be, and shit on myself on that end. Although we should get a few 25s in here. We should get a few 5 gifted memberships. We should knock out this hundo. I don't deserve to have to do rally segment tonight. I really have been, some would say borderline brilliant. I think borderline brilliant would be the term. Oh, we do have an update on the CM Punk thing. He has officially responded to the request for an apology from that fan. It's not, I'll just say this. It's not looking good. The fan who wants to remain anonymous. That's interesting. You know, that's funny to me. You can walk up to two women and put the camera right in their face, but when they say, hey, what the fuck's your name? He can be, oh, I just like to remain anonymous. I'd like to invade everyone else's privacy, but I don't want anyone to know who I am. This guy would fit right in the Dabbleverse. The fan who wants to remain anonymous says he understands the 47-year-old wrestling legend wasn't having the greatest weekend after losing to Roman Reigns. I think he's over that part. I want an apology. Shake my hand. I'm not going to sue him or put him in jail. I just want an apology. Ew. Now, will he get his apology? CM Punk says he has no plans on apologizing to the guy, and that's me being nice. Yeah, dude, just fucking walk away from this one. You got caught being a dick. You got your phone smacked out of your hand. Honestly, you were bothering the guy's wife. They asked you twice to leave him alone, and all you got was the phone smacked out of your hand by your husband. You know what? I think you did okay. Von Kaiser with $15 on PayPal says, hang in there, big fella. Thank you.
Be very quiet. I'm hunting Negroes.
Thank you very much for that 15. Look at that big smile on my face from that $15. All right, now if we get a 5 membership drop or something, we're really looking good for tonight. You know, if a red boy comes in on Rumble, we're home. If 20 memberships come in, we're over. So consider throwing this smiling face a couple of memberships. That would be awesome. 85 away from tonight. So Mike Vrabel, this is an interesting one. I've been fascinated by this story, the Mike Vrabel, Diana Russini story. Diana Russini is one of the most like insider NFL reporters. And she has had to resign from her job at The Athletic. She was like the premier NFL reporter at this online publication. She got all the scoops. She got all the interesting tips, sometimes before anyone else did. Unfortunately for her, her husband had hired a private investigator to follow her around because he had a suspicion that she was cheating on him. What the private investigator found was that the husband was not paranoid. Her and Mike Vrabel were at a resort in Sedona, Arizona, and they were getting very, very comfortable. Now, they tried to kind of play it off at first. They tried to go, you guys don't know shit. We were with friends, blah, blah, blah. Then Diana Russini quits her job. They say that they were going to launch an investigation, and she's kind of being quiet on the whole thing. Mike Vrabel, who's the head coach of the New England Patriots, who has a draft to get ready for on Thursday, he decided to address the matter head on when somebody asked him about it at a press conference. And I kind of feel bad for Diana Russini, even though I shouldn't, because Mike Vrabel's answer here doesn't leave a lot of gray area as to what happened. And she hasn't really admitted to an affair yet. But Mike kind of threw the whole thing wide open in this press conference. Which, by the way, I think it's smart for him to do. He's got a season to get ready for. He's got a draft to do coming up, Thursday the draft starts?
Let me first begin by saying thank you. Thank you for your patience that you've shown in a personal and private matter for me
dick.
And obviously everybody involved. I know that that's not easy for you.
You know, this is a good way to get close to your black players, though. You know? Like, yo, Vrabel's just like one of us. Yo, coach is all right. Coach is out there fucking too. Hey, that boy, big dog. Way to get out there. He's like, no, guys, it's not good. I'm married. Yeah, shit, we all got a girl, man. Who gives a fuck? We out on the road. You doing it. And Russini's all right for an older white woman, dog. You did all right. Don't beat yourself up, Vrabel. We got your back, coach.
And I respect that, and I appreciate your efforts in doing so. I understand I could have, addressed you guys sooner, but it was...
I'm getting to that age now where I'm starting to hate men a little older than me with really great hairlines. It's pure jealousy. It's not anything personal. It's just I'm jealous. It's something I should have to work through. I'm hating Mike Vrabel right now.
Important to me to have a conversation with the players, which I did yesterday, very candidly, as we began our off-season program, which everyone is excited to be a part of. Stacey had mentioned the players.
Stay away from Stacey, Mike.
And it was never my intention to have them speak to you or address you before I did. And so I asked him to come today and to talk with you.
All right, cool, Mike. I got a question. Did you fuck that lady or what? You're kind of dragging this out a little longer. First question, Mike. Tom from Sports Illustrated. Stop me if I'm being disrespectful. What does Diana Rossini's ass taste like? I'll hang up and listen, even though I'm in the room.
I also don't want to take away from our, the draft, the weekend of the draft.
Right.
This
of course.
is an important time for us, an organization.
With the first pick in the draft, Mike Vrabel selects Diana Rossini's tits. There you go. Attaboy, Mikey. No, guys, this is nothing to be proud of. Yeah, sure. Nothing to be proud of, Mikey. We got your back.
And the excitement and the joy that those players are going to have that we bring onto our football team.
You got to give him credit. He landed Diana Rossini, and when it comes to sex partners in the NFL and the media, it's really either Diana Rossini or Tom Pelissero. So good for Mike Vrabel in choosing correctly. Manti Te'o could have had Tom Pelissero, though.
Starting an amazing journey, one that should be celebrated as we welcome them onto our team. With that being said,
about my dick.
I've had some difficult conversations with people that I care about, with my family, the organization, the coaches, the players. Those have been positive and productive.
I've had a lot of difficult conversation with people I love and care about. Still got to talk to my wife. Everyone else, totally cool. Wish we wouldn't have cut Diggs so soon. Diggs made me look like way less of a piece of shit. Honestly, would have been nice to have him on the roster for something like this. Compared to him, I'm still a saint. He's human fucking garbage.
We believe in order to be successful on and off the field, you have to make good decisions. That includes me. That starts with me.
A lot of your players probably think you made a good decision. I don't think you did. You don't think you did, but you got a lot of rookies on that team that are like, Diana Rossini, really, boss? Is that how she knew everything that was going on with our team? She got a lot of scoops on us. By the way, people are saying that this affair's probably gone on a long time because Diana Rossini was apparently getting a lot of scoops in the early 2020s about the Tennessee Titans, and Mike Vrabel was coaching there. People thought that she was getting a lot of inordinate scoops about the Titans organization.
We never want our actions to negatively...
Which sucks for Mike Vrabel because now every woman in the league knows that his pillow talk is gossiping about the football organization, which has got to be infuriating.
Affect the team. We never want to be the cause of a distraction. And those are comments and questions that I've answered for the team and with the team. We'll keep those private. And
I also promised that I will stop playing Smell My Fingers in the locker room. I realize now that it's incredibly unprofessional, not cool, and I'm not proud of myself. But Diggs made me do it. I want him to blame everything on Stephon Diggs. Stephon told me that if I didn't hit that, he would call me a faggot for the entire season. I couldn't live with that kind of pressure. Some would say that me fucking Diana Rossini may or may not have gotten us to the Super Bowl.
To ourselves.
Wait, did they cut Diggs after this past season, or did they cut him 2 seasons ago? Is he with the Texans now, or was he with the Texans this past season? Oh, fuck, am I a year late on my Diggs joke? It's not my fault. He runs himself out of so many different towns.
Care deeply about this football team, and I'm excited to coach them. I also know that I'm going to attack each day with humility and focus. And what I can promise you is that my family, this organization, the team, the staff, the coaches, everybody.
Look, I'm probably going to be sleeping on the fold-out couch in my office for the next couple of months while I find a place. That's my own private business. That has nothing to do with you guys. This will be the last time I'll be addressing it. Also, to the team, I would like you guys to stop telling the following knock-knock joke in the locker room. Knock-knock. Who's there? What dat? What dat who? What that dick smell like, coach? It's unprofessional. It's disrespectful. Quite frankly, I'd like it to stop.
Our fans, most importantly, will get the best version of me going forward. And that's what I know, and I'm excited.
They just want the version Diana got. That's all, buddy. You got this, Mike. Back to the Super Bowl. Top of the world, dog.
To do that. but I wanted to one, just address this and thank you for your patience in dealing with the private and personal matter.
You know what kind of sucks, though? And I'm going to be a bit of a feminist here, actually. I didn't think I would do this for this story. Diana Russini gets caught fucking this guy. She has to lose her job. This guy is going to continue to coach the New England Patriots. He's going to continue to make huge money, and everyone's going to forget about this in not too long. That part kind of sucks for Diana Russini, because they both did the same thing, and she's getting a way bigger punishment because of it. Taipan says she is a single girl hanging out in the NFL. This was bound to happen. Oh, brother. Oh, brother, no. Oh, Bubba, no. She was not single. She's been married for 6 years. I think Vrabel's been married for like 10 or 15. Yeah, it's a bad look for both of them. Baba Shab says he should just pull an Elijah Schaefer and say, I have a dick and it works. Does he have to say it as gay as Elijah Schaefer said it, or can he say it with a little bass in his voice? I mean, he was a football player, for God's sake. DP Granny says, he's under contract, you fucking retard. Yeah, so was Diana Russini. She was under contract too, retard. Organizations have shit-canned people for stuff like this. I think it's unfair. Hey, and by the way, dipshit, every NFL head coach that gets shit-canned has a fucking contract. Unbelievable that I got. DP Granny, if I got schooled by me as often as you do, I would be embarrassed to show my face here. Unless me doing this is what you're aiming for. Then in that case, you did win. Congratulations. Roots Calhoun says, my dick works 60% of the time, every time. Getting older's a bitch, you know? You'll be fine. You'll be fine. All right, guys, let's try to rally this thing up. I mean, 85 is something the toe should be able to take care of. If we can't take care of 85s anymore, that's on me. That should be a problem. I don't have to take the IQ test tonight. If we go over by 100, which is definitely not happening, I will go till 9 tonight. But let's get those memberships. Let's throw in those dollar bills, y'all, and let's see if we can get ourselves a win. $85 is the number. Rally up and let's do it. Come on. Let's go. I'm going to put the dancing. You know what? I'm going to move the chat over here. I'm going to keep an eye on the donos in the chat. And I am going to put the video up for you boys and girls. Let's go. Let's get ourselves a couple of bucks. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, and let's do it. $85 away. We need pity whale donos is what we need tonight. Pity whale dono. 4 of those 20 drops. 3 of those 5 gifted membership drops. I mean, if you guys would like to start with the 5s and 10s now, that would be great. We can get a win that way. But we want to see if we can. We just need a win. We had a big loss on Monday. We haven't knocked any of it down. Wins are important here on the toe. Let's do it. Let's go. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. I want to see a win for the toe. We got to be able to hit 85s. If we can't hit inside of 100, we are in trouble. I've got dancing aliens. I got dancing smiley faces. I got monkeys playing guitars. I don't really know what else I can present you in an autistic way to rally you to give money to this program. Let's go. Let's have a big old rally. Which, by the way, if you didn't know, this is not a big old rally so far. We need to jumpstart this bitch. Let's go. Rumble Rant, $85. Does that work? No, it doesn't. This is embarrassing for me. Please help. This is humiliating. This is the worst part of my day ever. This just goes to show that my show can only stay on via pity, so let's at least make the pity work. 85 away, we have made 100% of dog asshole during this quote. I'm going to have to stop calling it the rally segment. I'm going to have to stop calling it the rally segment. Sorry, you fucker. There we go. All right. What a fucking loser I am. All right, a minute left in this first one. Buzmog with a good point. Second worst part of your day. First is the morning goal begging. That's true. Well, this is looking like a failure tonight, guys. Pity donos are definitely necessary now to get this 85 knocked out. Please help. That's looking like a shitty week for the toe. Oz is going to have a big load to carry. That sounds gay. Hey, we got Taipan gifting 5 memberships. Come on, guys. Everybody get in. We're down to 60 now. $60 away. Thank you, Buzmok. I did. That was the super chat of the day. It was really funny. $60 away, guys. There's 5 subs. Let's do it. Let's do this thing. 2 more of those. And we're gold for the grandkiddies. Come on. All right, there's the first song. Are you guys ready for, I'm going to give you a video version of this one. Here we go. Come on now. $60 away. You can do a couple 30s, a 10 membership drop. There's many ways we can do this. Let's rally it up. Let's get a win for the toe. We need this one. Come on. Here we go. 2 more of those 5 gifted membership drops, and we've got ourselves a W. You gave me a hope. Now, damn it, rally. Hey, we got Toolman for 20. Says, could you pick a different fucking song? Help me. Every time I pick a new fucking song, you guys hate it. 45 away from tonight. Let's go. Let's go. 45 away. Just a few more of those. Let's get it. Come on, guys. Show them the toe can still rally for 85. Show them that the glory days are not long behind us, just like everybody, including myself, says. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. $45 away from tonight. Come on. Let's go. A minute and a half, $45, 4-5. Start gifting, everybody. There's hundreds of you here. Just start gifting. We got this. Oh, fucking hell. Once you start, don't stop. 10 gifted memberships on Rumble would do it. $5 from Red Fox Mad. $40 away. Come on, couple of 20s on PayPal. Couple of gifted memberships. Let's do it. Toolman with $1 says, try Hypa Hypa by Electric Callboy. You knock out the goal tonight, I'll do it. On a Wall with $5 says, ad for Sean's YouTube stream on the SPLC. Thank you for the $5. $35 away. Come on. $35 away. You can do it. Keep doing that. 30 seconds left. Let's go. 35 away from a win. You can pick a new rally song if we knock it out. Ah, shit. 20 seconds away. $35 from a win. Come on, guys. Don't let me down. 5 gifted memberships and a 10 spot. We got it. Well, shoot. Well, the toe can't hit the $85 rallies anymore. It's kind of, oh boy. 35 isn't as bad as a loss as it was looking for, as it was looking like. And by the way, if you're asking Aaron, isn't that kind of cope? It's all the way fucking cope, my man. It's all the way cope. Thanks for trying. Those of you who tried, man, we really appreciate it. Let's get those sound drops in for the people who donated. Tool Man.
Let's fuck.
Thank you. Thank you to Taipan for the 5 gifted memberships. Let's give him his flowers.
Wanna fuck? Let's fuck.
Von Kaiser, thank you for the 15.
Be very quiet. I'm hunting Negroes.
I appreciate that. Red Fox Mad with a 5 says Tampa Bay Buccaneers head coach to... Jesus, I can't read that. On a Wall with 5. There's the ad for Sean's stream. Toolman with $1. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, let's add that 35 to the total. You want to do a Streamlabs, PayPal, or Venmo while I stall and try to knock out this 35, I'd appreciate it. Otherwise, oh no, that we were 105 short on Monday, so we are 140 short. We need to up that number just a little bit more. And to be honest with you, I would trust Oz to hit 100, miss. 140 just probably ain't happening. After the amazing week we had last week, I think we're going to get slapped right back the fuck down this week. So please and thank you. Let's try it again tomorrow night. Maybe we'll have a little better luck. Thank you very much for those of you who supported the show. And if you supported the show with a like or a follow, we appreciate that too. I'll be back tomorrow morning, guys. Thanks.